Get nasty on a Thursday. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Appreciate you tuned in today. 201, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Historic game tonight for the Cardinals and Giants. I'm glad that they picked these two teams to head to Rickwood Field tonight, given the kind of the magnitude and the history of it all. I'm glad that it wasn't like the team that we just saw, for example, like the Marlins. No history, no nothing. No offense to the Marlins.
But no, you can offend them.
You get two. Well, they just took 2 of 3 from you.
That's why you can offend them.
Okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's not their fault. They
won the series.
Beat us. But I like the fact that it's two historic teams. Two teams that have a rich history in Major League Baseball. With the passing of Willie Mays, this game becomes even more magnified, I think. So I think it's going to be a really fun night. If you heard John Smoltz on with BK and Ferrario, he was talking about how they're going to have a lot of different, on the Fox broadcast, a lot of different former athletes that stop by, tell stories. I think it's going to be a very fun night.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. I mean, you just had the Major League Baseball include the Negro League stats and you know, implement those. And so now you're having this game in Rickwood. I think it's a great experience for the players that are on the current roster to go out there and play in a ballpark that has such a legacy and such a history where such great players have played at. And I agree. The franchises, the organizations that they chose to participate in this event, you probably couldn't have picked two better organizations. So I'm excited about tonight's game. I'm looking forward to seeing the guys out there playing in that stadium, and I'm sure they're going to be having fun as well.
Yeah, these games are always fun. You know, they're fun to play in when you're the athlete, and they're fun to watch, too. They're unique. They've got a special kind of flair to it, and obviously the significance of this one is, I mean, it's massive. And then, of course, like you said, Anthony, the passing of Willie Mays, right before this game is even played. It's, I think there's going to be a lot of eyeballs on this game, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, we got a lineup already.
Guess we'll find out who's playing.
6:15 tonight. It'll be Keaton Wynn versus Andre Palante. Wynn, young right-hander for the Giants. No, definitely not.
No?
Nope.
Why you say that, Anthony?
Well, they might be brothers in spirit like you and I.
All right.
But maybe not in other ways. Yeah, no,
Guys,
definitely
please,
not.
serious, please.
Oh, sorry.
It's a big game.
Sorry, Jimmy.
All right, Keaton Wynn, right-hander
Task
for the Giants. All right, boys. I think we should talk about this first. Is Arenado playing?
No.
I don't think so.
No, come on. They had to carry him off the field.
Yeah.
He hurt his elbow and he was limping. That's how much it hurt.
It was that kind of. I don't like to make light of injuries, but why the hell are you limping?
Madeline, my 7-year-old, does that.
You hurt your elbow.
She gets hit with the elbow, and all of a sudden she's got a limp.
I was confused. Hopefully, maybe the ricochet hit him in the leg or elsewhere. I don't know.
Maybe he twisted his ankle at the same
when he
time.
fell. I don't know.
But he's out either way.
I think he is out as well.
Yeah.
Can you show us the brother of the pitcher, Mason Wynn?
Oh, Carey's getting right after it.
And this thing's all over Instagram. It's like, this guy threw a ball 100 across it. That's awesome. But, like, how many throwing errors does he have?
Shut up!
So, the other Win, is he a righty?
Yes.
Okay. Then it's got to be Burley here, don't you think?
I would say so. Yeah.
Show us that big Burley guy.
Kind of closed my eyes and swung at it and did what I wanted to do.
Burley to the rescue!
Wait a second. You're playing the Sounders?
We established that I'm over this.
It feels dirty.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah, it does.
That's right.
I gave into the peer pressure.
That's right. You did. I remember now.
You don't have a smile on your face or anything. You're just
the Cardinals just lost 2-3 to the Miami Marlins.
Yeah, he doesn't. I don't blame Marsh for doing this.
I'm proud of you, Marsh.
Mo.
I'm so proud of you.
I know you're listening, Mo.
moment.
I want you to log on to YouTube. I want you to take a look at Andrew Marsh.
Yeah, you look at him right in his face.
This is what your team has done to a young, energetic super fan. Sucked the life right out of him.
Yep.
Some may have said that we have done that too, but I don't believe that for a second. This was all Mo's fault.
Has
We all
nothing to do
built
with
up
the
Marshy.
Oh, yeah.
It might have nothing to do with the fact that I didn't get a ton of sleep last night, but
Because you're worried about this team.
He's stressing out.
He kept waiting for that text.
Yeah.
He knew it wasn't coming.
Well, he was angry. He was like,
Yeah.
I just wait till his text comes in. I'm going to fire right
put my
back on him.
phone upside down and Went to sleep.
You didn't want
But
to
you
answer?
didn't sleep,
But I
did you?
didn't sleep, no.
You didn't drift off into dream world.
No.
Because your
I
Cardinals.
thought you were going to say you didn't
Cardinals
drift off into the light. Anthony, no.
No.
Why
Marsh has
would
got
you
plenty of
drift off
time.
into the no.
It's more
That's
like
what I
nightmare,
was saying.
actually.
Why'd you take it so
That's what I
dark?
fell into.
Yeah,
That's
seriously.
what I do.
Typically, you
just
don't.
because you
Typically, you take it another
on a
way.
table and
Oh, now you're bringing.
I'm just saying we don't. Everyone else,
Oh,
you're
my
here.
death is funny though, right?
Not funny.
Oh,
Actually.
I see how it
I
is.
just think that because you experienced that, I don't know. Maybe you want.
It's normal to him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's just normal, guys.
It happens.
Yeah, it's normal. Everyday stuff is what that is.
It's like getting the chicken pox. You know, you get it once and
That's it.
then you
That's
move
it.
on.
Yeah.
And you're good.
And you're good.
Yeah.
Although my scar's a little different than a little thing that used to get the chicken pox shot.
Yeah. Now, Jamie. What? To be fair, that vet did a great job on you.
I mean, you're still here.
He did a great job with a dull spoon. It was unbelievable.
You can
dull
make miracles
spoon.
happen.
And a staple gun.
Yeah, literally.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
Going Goldie here.
Yeah,
sure.
why not?
There you go. Have it.
Show us RL Chalk.
Gold! Rich with gold! Gold!
I'm thinking Nolan Gorman.
Yes. G Money.
Show us Nolan Gorman.
Get your fresh organic popcorn.
Nolan Bryan.
ready.
Nolan Bryan Gorman.
Nolan.
No, Nolan Ryan was a pitcher.
No, Bryan. That's his
Nolan
name.
Bryan Gorman.
I'd take him
Nolan
right
Bryan
now.
Gorman. I don't think I made that up.
Yeah, I would take Nolan Ryan right now.
Like
too.
right now in his current.
Yeah. Yeah.
You would.
He wants to be here, Anthony.
He does. Yeah. Love St. Louis.
He doesn't want to be here.
All right. So
This is where it's going to get muddy. Is it Herrera?
could be Herrera DHing because I think Paez would be the catcher, but it could be Herrera. Could be Carpenter.
Yeah, he likes to
Could be
go.
Donovan.
Ollie likes to go left bat heavy with the righties up there.
I would put Herrera here, but I haven't managed a game yet this year.
Not yet.
Full stop. Yeah,
Still time.
still time. But you have at it, Jamie. Who do you think? I'll let you pick.
We got righty, lefty, lefty. I think it's either Matt Carpenter or Ivan Herrera. I'm going to go with Ivan.
And not Donovan.
I think Donovan's six.
No, you're not going to go. I don't think so.
All right. Yeah, Carey was your. It's your
show
call.
us. Thanks. Show us Ivan Herrera.
No, no, no.
Told you.
Come on, Carey.
Damn. You set me up for the get your fall guy.
See, you get it.
All right, Jamie, you might be onto something stacking the lefties, though.
Yeah.
So I think this is.
I think it's Carp.
I think it's Donovan.
Okay.
Break the tie.
Go ahead.
I would think it's. I think Carp is. I think Donovan would be sixth.
Okay.
So you can have you have it, Matt Carpenter.
Oh, boy.
Go ahead.
It's
You
my
said
turn.
it.
You can do
It's
it.
my turn. Show us the Carpos.
What a shame.
Yeah, it really is, Janet. Thank you.
Well, it's Donovan then. You have at it. Your turn.
Donovan doesn't have the power to be in a five-hole.
But that's what I thought. But he thought it was Donovan.
He's got power, but not enough power for the five-hole, Anthony.
Yes, he does. Show us Brendan Donovan.
Donnie.
Hey, this headband's pretty cool.
All right, so maybe he does.
Already.
We'll find out.
Guy was on track for 15 home runs last year before he got hurt.
Regular Babe
Is
Ruth.
that power?
Ish.
We take it this year.
All right.
This is Herrera.
Okay.
You agree? Or you think it's going to be Carp?
No, I don't think it's Carpenter.
Okay.
No.
You agree with Herrera?
The way he said that, I'm
If
almost
he's
leaning
playing-
Carpenter now.
Well, you go
Shut
ahead and
your
have it.
face.
You have it.
Don't
Say
you
it.
anti-Jamie me.
Show us Matt Carpenter.
behalf of the veterans and new leadership.
Hold on. Hold on.
salsa? No salsa.
I was waiting for him to do the X.
I give up. I'm done with this.
No. You got to tell us. Like,
Yeah. All right. This is, let's see here. The 7. Who do I think it is? So you guys can guess different.
Yes.
That's what I'm trying to do here.
Well,
It's probably Paez.
It only works if you believe it.
You gotta believe.
Yeah.
Gotta
And
believe.
then we go. Then Anthony goes he literally
Yeah.
goes the opposite of what
well,
you said.
unfortunately, I believe it's Herrera here.
Well, it's probably Dylan Carlson, man. It might be Herrera here.
That's what I,
don't
believe,
think it's-
guys.
I don't think Herrera's
Do with it
playing.
as you will.
I don't think
I don't
it's
think
Herrera.
Herrera's playing.
Paez,
Or Dylan Carlson.
Dylan Carlson.
Oh, no. You said a righty on the
Freddie.
mound. Oh, yeah. No, it's not Dylan Carlson.
Well, if he does stack all, I mean, if he goes one more lefty, it would be Crawford. Because it's Gorman, Donovan, Carpenter.
And
No.
Against his former
Talking
team.
about headbands being too tight.
Okay, show us Brandon Crawford.
So will.
This is not it. Oh, my.
I got my new method.
This is unreal, by the way. That's 3 in a row now.
All right.
I'm not even speaking.
This is
anymore.
Pieheads. man.
No, come on. It's part of the fun.
This is
but
Pieheads.
it really
Guerrero
is
wouldn't be
Pieheads,
batting this
though.
low. So it's Pieheads here.
He can't do it on this one, Anthony.
No,
Pieheads.
I can't.
We
You're right.
believe it's Pies.
Yeah,
It's Pieheads.
it's got to be a catcher. Okay. All right. Now, good, Jamie.
You have it, Jamie. You did
get
a good
one.
job.
Can't wait for this one.
No, you got it.
Show us Petey Pages.
Nice.
That's Napoleon Dynamite at the end. Pedro.
The other one's from Major League where they're chanting.
Right. Is that when he goes, you know, help me now? I say,
you Joe
Boo.
Yeah.
I do it myself. All right.
Fast
Siani.
lane, you Joe Boo. Yeah, show us Michael Siani.
Michael.
You're not Michael Phelps. You're Michael Sarah.
All right, we got the new strategy
We're
for
going
the
to see
lineup
what we
game.
didn't see the other day when they changed the lineup
Whatever, Anthony.
with Brandon Crawford. It's my.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. All right, run it, Marsh.
All right, leading off your shark stop, Mason Wynn. Batting second in right field, Alec Burleson. Batting third, first baseman Paul Goldschmidt. Your cleanup hitter, second baseman Nolan Gorman. Batting fifth in left field, Brendan Donovan. Batting sixth, the DH, Matt Carpenter. Batting seventh, playing third base, Brandon Crawford.
Oh, unheard of.
Batting eighth, your catcher is Pedro Pajes. And batting ninth in center field, Michael Siani.
I don't believe what I just saw. Home run.
By the way, J.J. Redick has agreed to a 4-year contract to become the head coach of the Lakers.
He didn't get $70 million, though.
No, he did not. That was reserved for Dan Hurley. All right.
It'd be fun to be the second choice.
I mean,
I'd take the
once
job.
you get it, you know it doesn't matter who they wanted before you. I'm here now.
J.J. Redick. All right. Marsh, you're up, right?
Well, let's see here. Goldschmidt, when did he hit the home run?
2 games ago.
That was 2 games ago. So Jamie actually tied me because he picked Paul Goldschmidt.
So do I go first since I'm the most recent home run?
Yeah, that's how it works.
I think Marsh is still in the.
We'll let Jamie
Well, if I'm
go.
tied with him, who's in the lead, Carey? What's your freaking problem with me today?
We'll have Jamie go. Age before beauty.
You're right. I feel like an old bag of you-know-what today.
This guy looks, I mean, he's got the honey badger look on today, and that's what you throw at him?
Well, this guy started it.
I do.
Hey,
He made fun of my death.
I didn't. You were saying you thought Marshy was talking about dying,
No, and now you-
all I said was everybody is not ready for that part of their lives.
Ah, you dogged on me. Now we're tied, and you dogged on me again.
Okay,
I
go
told
first,
you,
Jamie.
Gary's been
Marsh, you
rubbing
got a
off
little-
on me.
You got like a side deal going there, too?
I mean, I wish I could. I wish he would tell me who to pick. You go ahead.
hey, Jamie.
What?
I think what they're doing today is disgusting.
I think it's horrible, quite honestly.
Yeah.
This is how teams get divided.
Yeah,
You're
true.
right. I apologize.
A little better
You go
than that.
first.
All right, well, I've got it on good word, good authority, that there's a
Shot the Fiddles
certain player in this lineup that absolutely mangles pitchers who throw the sinker. And old Win Daddy on the other side, he's got terrible numbers when he throws his sinker. 19% of the time he gets crushed. Slug percentage is over 800 against his sinker. Nolan Gorman, please.
Wow.
That's DJ Piddles with the assist on that one.
Piddles, can you give me some info?
what the hell is going on?
What is going on?
He sees the way you treat
if
me.
you get another, we're gonna no more information from Piddles.
I'm allowed
This
to-
is like a ringer.
Oh, Anthony, now I'm not allowed to get information.
You know, it's, again.
You know what it started for me when you kept picking damn Nolan Gorman with his half base.
Don't blame me. Blame Vegas.
That's when it started for me.
That was. That was rough.
Yeah.
All right.
Wait till I do it again.
Marsh, go for it.
I'm going with the guy who is playing against his former team. Give me Brandon Crawford again. I feel like he's going to run into one on these special nights. You feel it from special players, you know? What's up, brother?
You're right on that sinker. -7. It's his worst pitch. It's, in fact, of all the Giants pitchers, it's their worst pitch.
It's not my findings. This is Piddles.
I'm looking at it right now. He does good work.
We'll call that'll be the new projections with Piddles.
Yeah.
That's a good segment. You know what? Give me Mason Wynn. Going deep on your brother at Rick Wood would be.
Wow.
Would be a special moment. Sorry, Jay.
It sure would be special, Carey. I just choked on a pile of ice.
Oh, man. Carey's actually trying to kill you again.
That was rough.
It would be.
All right.
Jesus, Carey. Marsh, we have to clip that, please.
Oh, man.
Who'd you guys pick?
I picked Mason Wynn.
Sinker. All right, hold on. Now I'm doing some research here. Who hits the sinker, Will?
Jamie?
Give me Donovan.
You said it.
I'll take Brendan Donovan, especially after what Jamie said. He doesn't have power hitting the 5-hole.
Stow it.
All right,
Everybody's turning on Jamie.
What did the Marlins series tell us about the Cardinals that we didn't already know? That's next on 101 ESPN. So the Cardinals dropped 2 of 3 to Miami, as we discussed throughout yesterday's show. It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Do we learn anything, though, that we didn't previously know? Redbird Rants put together an article about how the Marlins exposed the Cardinals for what they are. What they are is a mediocre team. Record also indicates that. So did we learn anything more throughout these last couple of days than we already know?
You have the Denny Green cut.
They are who we thought they were. We let them off the hook.
Yeah.
So, Carey, based on that exact comment and our discussions over the last, what feels like month now, quite honestly, is I just don't expect anything out of this team. I've been trying to be positive. They had won 8 out of 10 series in a wild card spot, and I still am not going to change my stance on wanting them to make the playoffs. I'd rather just at least have a team that I can watch continue to play baseball. I don't necessarily call it meaningful baseball because of what we witnessed against the Marlins. But I'm just like, meh. I'm just sort of meh on all of it now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like I'm finally exhausted of riding the roller coaster. I feel, honestly, like I did last year with the Blues. One moment you're sitting there kicking at the door for a playoff spot. The next one you're 7 or 8 points out. But then, well, you're back to like 2 or 3 points, back to 1 point out of a playoff spot.
Yeah.
By the end of that hockey season, I was like, oh,
It's exhausting.
I'm done.
Yeah, it is. Watching it, riding the wave, being up, being down, and believing that this team, I think that's the frustrating part for me. You see the ability, you see the talent. The only thing that you get is you get to be consistent. You have to be consistent. And right now they're not consistent enough, in my opinion. And we can talk about, 8 of the last 11 series, but how does it look? Like, when I watch the games, there are times often where I feel like they're probably going to blow this. Where in years past, even if they were down, you felt like they'll find a way to win. Mm-hmm. And it's just that shift in my mind. I think that's true for a lot of fans. Is just watching them at times, you get frustrated because you're waiting on the other shoe to drop. Now, granted, 8 of the last 11 series, it was good, but you're looking at it and you're saying you can't split with the Rockies. You can't lose 2 of 3 to the Marlins. Those are 2 of the worst teams in the National League, and you're trying to make it into the wild card, and there are other teams. You all are all 3 or 4 games apart from being in the wild card to being the last team or third to last team in the National League. That's how close it is. And so when you're dropping games to teams that are that bad, it leaves a lot of questions. It leaves more questions than answers, in my opinion.
I think for me, too, especially after we saw them sweep the Orioles, lose 2 of 3 earlier in the season to the White Sox, split with the Rockies, lose 2 of 3 to Miami. I don't know if the opponent matters anymore.
It's about them.
It's about them.
Mm-hmm.
If we assume that they're going to beat Miami or Colorado or the Reds, and they don't, that has meant more now than when they sweep the Orioles. Like, we don't talk about that as much as when we point out that they drop 2 of 3 to the Marlins, or again they lose 2 of 3 to the White Sox at home. I don't think the opponent matters. When you're average, you ride hot streaks as much as you ride cold streaks. And when the cold streak starts, it doesn't really matter who the opponent is. The opponent's not going to get you right. It's about them. So when they're sloppy, will they overcome it with good offensive play or not? Because pitching's been steady. Pitching's been steady. Have they had some blow-ups in later innings? Yes. But for the most part, since April, the pitching's been very good. It's this offense. When the offense is hot, like it was mid-May to early June, that's when that coincided with them actually figuring some things out. Now that the offense is taking another step back, save for that 7-run, 8-run game that they had the other night. In a loss, they have not been great offensively again. It's the same thing as April. April was a huge indication of when the offense is right, this Cardinals team can figure things out. If it's not, the pitching isn't lights out enough, and most teams don't have this, isn't good enough to propel this team to stay hot. That to me is what it's got nothing to do with the opponents. Do you guys agree with that?
Yeah, I think it's about them. I was going to ask you all, how many runs do you think this team needs to score a game to win?
Well,
I
think the average for winning is the team that can score 4 runs.
But 4 at times doesn't feel like enough. Am I?
Well, 8 wasn't enough the other day.
Jamie, you're not wrong. Now,
Snowman.
you're not wrong.
I think it's like 4 or 4.5 runs.
I'm going to look this up here. See what the average is. All right, average is about, Jamie's got it, 4.36. Houston has averaged 4.36. They're 15th in Major League Baseball. There's 30 teams. So there you go. So the average, right around the average is 4.36. The Cardinals are averaging 3.93.
Yeah, that's not good.
That ranks 24th in baseball. There are some teams that have figured it out despite a bad offense. Seattle is listed right behind the Cardinals at 3.89.
What's their pitching?
That was
their pitching. I mean, I know they've got good pitchers. Logan Gilbert being the headliner there. Let's see here. Earned runs against per game. Let's go to Seattle. Seattle 6. They're allowing 3.43 runs per game.
That's why they're having some success, though.
Cardinals, for all the praise that we have given the pitching staff, and rightfully so. This pitching staff has been very good. It's still average. It is 15th in Major League Baseball, giving up 3.88 runs per game.
Nah, not great.
It's about the offense.
Yeah.
The offense caught fire for a little bit. The Cardinals got better. The offense has largely struggled again. This team is back to being mediocre. So until guys like Nolan Arenado, Paul Goldschmidt, some of these other guys hitting lower in the order start to produce more, this is unfortunately the results. All right, we have what's trending next on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Cardinals looking for a win tonight in Birmingham, Alabama. They take on the San Francisco Giants at Rickwood Field. Andre Palante will take the mound going up against Keaton Wynn. First pitch is at 6:15. We played the lineup game earlier in the show. There is no Nolan Arenado in the lineup tonight. If you've missed anything from today's show, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free 101 mobile app. Just head to the podcast page. You'll find all of our interviews and full shows there. And it's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. We have What's Trending coming up next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at Londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
It's time to find out what's going on in the sports world with What's Trending Now. Brought to you by Goodwill. Donate a car and get tickets to the St. Louis Cardinals.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN with Anthony Stalter, Jamie Rivers, and Carey Davis. I'm Andrew Marsh, and it's time for What's Trending. Gentlemen, we talked a little bit about this earlier in the show. Anthony, you mentioned it. J.J. Redick is now the Los Angeles Lakers head coach. He agreed to a 4-year contract with the Lakers. Sources told ESPN today. What are your thoughts on J.J. Redick becoming the next head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers?
I can't imagine that this was the Lakers' plan all along here. I mean, obviously, they wanted Hurley, but what was the backup plan? It couldn't have been J.J. Redick.
Why not?
I can't imagine that they
His
said
name was the first one before Hurley even came into the picture.
But why did it take so long then?
That I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like when did it, Carey? Do you remember when they fired what's his face?
Darvin Ham?
Yeah.
I don't remember the exact date, but I know it was shortly after J.J. Redick's name was one of the first names to come in. But then Dan Hurley came in after that. But I don't remember the exact date of Darvin Ham's firing.
But maybe I'm nitpicking here because you're right, because it was the two J.J. Redick's name was connected with the Lakers. You're right. But I just feel like for the Los Angeles Lakers,
May 3rd.
Okay.
Darvin Ham. A month and a half later.
I know you had to go through the process of the Hurley and stuff, but for me, you're the LA Lakers, and I think LeBron has masked some of the issues that they have within their front office. I don't think that they're, at some point today we're going to talk about whether or not a team is connected, front office, coaching staff, develop all that. I don't know if the Lakers are connected. I've got the sense that because the Lakers weren't great before LeBron got there. So LeBron gets there, and then it's almost like, we'll kick up our feet until he tells us what to do. Like, who's running the show there?
LeBron.
There you go. And LeBron isn't what he used to be. He's still a very good player, but he's not what he used to be. He and Anthony Davis are not going to carry you, right?
Yeah.
So I just get the sense from the front office that, we took our swing on Hurley, now what?
I think I think the front office wanted Hurley to be the coach. I think you're looking at, and you have to look at it from a business standpoint. Jamie, you talk about this all the time. If you're the Los Angeles Lakers, LeBron James is not going to play for the next 10, 15 years, maybe not even the next 5 years. So going after Dan Hurley, in my opinion, was the right thing to do and the business thing to do.
Yeah.
Getting J.J. Redick may be the thing that keeps LeBron happy. But are you settling or sacrificing the future for the present? And I think that may be the case. We'll see. I don't know how well J.J. Redick, never been a coach, has been on TV for the last few years.
He's doing a podcast with LeBron,
He's doing a podcast with LeBron. There's that connection.
There are. You know what I mean? That's where I'm at, Jamie.
And that doesn't mean it's going to fail.
LeBron is coaching the Lakers.
He might be. JJ might be a brilliant mind. Mm-hmm. But at some point, I've heard people say this time and time again, coaching an aging superstar is one of the hardest things in the world because their mind tells them they can do certain things and eventually their body does not agree. So how does JJ manage that? They're essentially the same age. Lamar might be, I think they're the same age. So how do you manage one of your peers that you have to say, hey, you're not able to do that like you did 15 years ago, like you did 10 years ago, like you could 5 years ago.
But maybe it's easier too.
I don't know. I don't know if
If
that's
it is
easy.
his peer, like his buddy, they do a podcast together, you might be able to say, hey, listen, man, we had to change our style of game because you ain't what you used to be.
Can you've been around those superstar players. They never think that they can't do it. And so I don't know how you manage that with LeBron James and with the future of the Lakers.
You bench him.
I don't think that works.
It's tough love. And after 3 or 4 games, he'll
JJ
figure
ready
it
to be
out.
looking for a new job. Yeah.
I'm the captain now.
Maybe that's the strategy. Get in, get paid,
And get out.
just get fired. You're like, this is great.
Yeah, might not be a bad thing for
Go
him.
back to TV.
Go back
But
to TV
again,
and
you're
get
not-
paid twice.
You're not the Portland Trail Blazers. You're the LA Lakers. I mean, I view this as another, like, you're a mess. Nobody's in charge but LeBron.
I can't say that until I see how it works for JJ. Maybe he has some innovative ideas.
being a
And
protective
I'm not
guy
even
over here.
I'm a protective guy of players, former players. I want them all to succeed. I don't know what he's capable of. I've never seen him coach. I don't know what he's going to do. I don't know what style he's going to bring. But I know if he can't keep Anthony Davis healthy, it ain't going to matter.
Sure.
Big man fall down often, and often is hurt. Owie every game.
Mm-hmm.
So, come on.
You got to wait to see how the New York Jets play seasons out to realize they're a mess.
I mean, I want to see what
They're a
Aaron
mess.
Rodgers.
They're a
They
mess.
got A-Rod.
They'll always be a
They got
mess.
A-Ron.
What about the Browns?
That's a different.
Always a mess.
Lakers, Browns.
I know, but
Not the same.
let's call it for what it is. They're a
Factor of
mess.
sadness. Mistake by the lake.
They're a mess.
Never been good.
The messes are going to be a mess. And I know they won in the bubble. Okay.
I don't agree with that one either. But it is what it is.
This is interesting. The NCAA has presented a plan to Division I conference commissioners that would expand the men's and women's basketball tournaments by 4 or 8 teams, alongside an option to leave each field at 68 teams, a source confirmed to ESPN today. Is that a stupid move or a smart move? I know we've seen a lot of expansion when it comes to playoffs in certain sports. What do you think about that?
Say that first part again. Sorry, Marsh.
So the NCAA has presented a plan that could essentially expand the men and women's basketball tournaments by 4 to 8 teams. So you could end up seeing 72 or 76 teams in the NCAA tournament moving forward.
I hate it.
I don't think you need
The
more
64
teams.
teams is just fine.
Yeah, you got the play-in games starting on Tuesdays. So
Yeah. Carey loves this idea. We were talking about it in the office, and I told him that I didn't like it at all.
Yeah.
He said what it does is it sets things up for more upsets.
Actually, I think you said that, sir.
All right, I get confused sometimes of what I hear and what I say.
All right, yeah.
Carey came in actually hating this idea, and I told him that, Carey, look at all the upsets you can have now.
Yeah, you're not gonna get Connecticut losing to Utah Valley Tech. Like, no one. They're not going to lose to them. It's just an opportunity for the NCAA to add more games, potentially make more money. I guess people are going to watch more, but I don't really. I don't know that I probably have watched 1 or 2, maybe, but I don't normally watch the what is it called?
the play-in games.
The first 4.
The first four. I like them.
I don't. Why?
Because you're coming
difference
off.
does it make?
You're coming off. I'll tell you why. Jeez, you're coming off the selection.
You did the same thing I just did. You looked at Are you?
No, he looked at me.
I know he did.
Inquisitively. He's like, really?
I was interested to see what Anthony was going to say.
Thank you, Jamie.
I apologize.
You got the conference championships. So you get the conference tournaments. You get the conference championships. You have Selection Sunday, and then you get one night off or 2 nights off, and then they roll into the play-in games. Set it up perfectly. It's like that momentum.
And you are, interested in the mid-major conference teams that are going to play one seed.
Don't you look down
I'm not
your
looking
nose
down.
at the mid-major teams,
I'm just
Mr.
saying.
Big Ten?
No. I just was asking. Hey, Ohio Valley, the Big Sky. Can you tell me a team in the Big Sky?
Montana.
That's a good guess. That was
Let's see. We have Montana,
That was a damn good guess.
Washington.
Portland State. You have Montana State.
Huh?
You have Weber.
Yeah.
You used to have.
Oh, my goodness.
You used
That's
to
when
have
the staltering actually worked.
North Dakota.
Ah,
I know a lot about the Big Sky.
Marsh knows all about the Big Sky.
Good job.
Thank you. All right, the NFL. The NFL is considering doing something that shouldn't even be considered. They should just do it. They should just implement it. I'll tell you what that is next on 101 ESPN. NFL owners are actually discussing a potential quarterback salary cap in wake of an escalating market, according to a report by NFL Media and Tom Placerio. This would be phenomenal for a lot of reasons. But let's get into this first. Tom Placerio explained on the Rich Eisen show that at some point you want quarterback numbers to go over a certain percent of your salary cap. For reference, the Cincinnati Bengals' Joe Burrow earns an NFL leading average $55 million per year on the contract extension he signed in 2023, which means his deal alone is projected to account for an average of nearly 25% of the Bengals' entire salary cap per year. That leaves obviously 75% for the rest of the roster. The Bengals aren't unique in this instance. The Eagles last year structured Jalen Hurts' contract so that the salary cap percentage wouldn't really come into play for another year or so. So like last year, the Eagles could continue to build even though they just paid Jalen Hurts. It's not necessarily the contract, it's the salary cap percentage that winds up hurting teams when they're trying to build. So eventually, the Eagles will have that cap number for Jalen Hurts go through the roof, which means they're going to have to start trading pieces or dumping pieces a la the Bills or even the Chiefs when they made the decision to trade Tyreek Hill as opposed to just signing him to a long-term deal. That money can't be allocated to everybody. What do you guys think? Are you in favor of an NBA-style salary cap for quarterbacks that doesn't necessarily impact the rest of the roster?
So an exemption.
Basically.
So I've actually proposed this before.
I know. That's what I thought you'd be on
with
board
the
with.
NHL. Is every year you can designate one player that is salary cap exempt.
Sure.
Now this position, obviously in this particular case, the position of quarterback would be the one that's designated all the time. It makes sense. Quarterbacks make the most money. At least, well, the good ones make the most money. Yeah, just take that off the salary cap.
Yeah.
Now let your teams build. Now you have a chance to at least hang on to your quarterbacks and build a team. And teams that pay the quarterback don't have to suffer by having to get rid of other players.
Right.
I mean, I loved the idea for the NHL. I thought that it made a lot of sense. And actually, my original thought was one player, but then I progressed it to where if you draft a player and develop them, you can use that player. A homegrown player can be exempt from your salary cap.
Yeah.
I guess my question, if that were the case, how does that impact teams that have quarterbacks on rookie contracts? How does that impact the team like the 49ers who haven't paid their quarterback yet? Do they get to? Are they allocated more money? Are they allotted more money to allocate to other places?
Yeah.
And does that mean you add more players to the roster, or because I don't know that they're going to change how much they're paying, the defensive tackle or the starting outside linebacker, because that will increase, those numbers. So do they add more players to the roster? I think there's a lot of questions.
I think they'll limit it to just a quarterback. So if you have a quarterback on a rookie deal, it is what it is.
Well, but
you'll eventually have that rookie quarterback.
You're not getting that same amount of money that the Cincinnati Bengals are getting.
No, but eventually you will.
Yeah, but
if you figure it out.
If you figure it out. But if you are 3 years away from that, then you are essentially saying that team is going to be better because they have more money. Am I mistaken when I say that?
No, because what you're basically saying is, are you penalizing the teams like the 49ers who haven't paid Brock Purdy yet? I would still say no. Think about the 49ers specifically, since you brought them up. I think it's a perfect example, right? They haven't paid Brock Purdy yet. They also, though, know that they're probably going to pay him in the future, which makes somebody like Brandon Ayuk a trade candidate. They drafted him. They want him there. He's sitting there. He's like, you don't want me.
No money left.
No, we got to worry about paying Brock Purdy at some point. It's not that we don't want you. It's just we're trying to prioritize where our cap money's going.
I think, to Carey's point, like, you're not penalizing the team because they're not spending a whole bunch on the quarterback. It's allowing that team to spend money elsewhere. And then when you do have to pay your quarterback, when the Joe Burrows and
so you're taking the salary, the entire, whatever that money is, it's off.
It's exempt.
It's off. It's exempt. It is a quarterback
pool. You like it. You like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, maybe there is
But I
incentive.
think-
Give it to fullbacks.
I think now he's on board. Now we're talking. But what I'm saying is, even if it's you're already tapped out if you're the 49ers, because there's not a lot of money being spent. If you took Brock Purdy's salary off the books right now, what is he making? $3 million, $4 million?
I think it's $880,000.
That was his first couple of years.
Probably,
I think it's still in the same ballpark.
But
As Mr. Irrelevant, it probably
you're
is.
capped out. You see what I'm saying? Like, you already have allocated all of your money to all of your position players.
Right.
And if you take his money off, that doesn't help the 49ers, but it does help the Cincinnati Bengals. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's more money available.
Well, look, any starting point like this, there's going to be teams that get screwed.
No, each team is going to. Look here. I understand what you're saying.
So if the cap is
but you have to
$255
ignore-
million.
But you have to ignore the money for the quarterbacks is gone.
I understand
So
that.
the salary cap league-wide is actually identical for every team.
Let's say what it is right now, $255 million, right?
Yeah.
That's the number. You take off what the 49ers have that they're paying their quarterback, which, again, I would have to look it up.
Yeah.
Let's say it's $8 million. You got $246 million that's already allocated. You only got $8 million left to spend elsewhere. That doesn't make your team that much better. But if I take off $50 million, I got $50 more million
But you
if I'm
still
the
only have the
Bengals.
salary cap to spend.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's 250. The number.
The Chiefs would be a better example of this. So let's say to the Chiefs you take all of that money off of the salary cap, the percentage of whatever. Let's say Patrick Mahomes is getting 25% of the Chiefs salary cap.
Yeah.
Okay, so you remove him, now you have 25% more to spend. Carey is saying, why are we giving?
But we're saying different things here. You guys are. I understand what you're saying. All I'm saying is, if it's a flat cap for the team, let's ignore quarterbacks completely. If it's a flat cap for the teams, every team has the ability to spend to one number. That's it.
Yes.
So nobody's going to actually benefit more, because you still only have a certain number. Because the quarterback's money is off. All that quarterback's money is more money out of the owner's pocket. It doesn't affect the salary cap.
Right.
So even if you have Joe Burrow making $40 million in a season,
Yes.
because he's exempt, the rest of your salary cap is still $250 million. You have that much to spend on those guys.
Which I agree, and it should. I think what Carey's saying, from a competitive standpoint,
That money
now
is
Kansas City can allocate it to.
They have
whoever.
more money available, because that percentage, that chunk, that
But they can't-
when they take Patrick Mahomes' contract off, his chunk is, as you said, 25%. Brock Purdy, when they take his contract off, it's 0.39% of their overall money.
I got you.
That is not fair for a team like the 49ers, because they have already allocated all of their money to their players.
But they did that, right? So no matter what, they're still spending to a certain amount, which is Jamie's point.
Correct. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So at the start, somebody like Kansas City is going to have.
They're going to be much better.
They are going to be much better. Absolutely. They got Mahomes, but that was already the case.
And I guess you could say the 49ers made it to the Super Bowl, so they're much better as well. But
Sure.
it just feels like the numbers would be.
I think overall, like in the first couple of years, you might see some teams that are benefiting a little more. But I think that over the course of like a 3 to 5 year span, I think you'd see it all kind of
out.
I think so.
I would think so too.
I like the idea, but some of these GMs are stupid. They don't know how to construct a roster.
Absolutely.
So
and you're going to have that no matter what.
You're doing it anyways right now.
But essentially, you're giving other teams shortcuts. The teams that do not know how to properly look at a roster, look how much money is being allocated. Like, let's take the New York Giants, for instance. Like, they paid all that money to Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
They have to live with that.
Right.
Like, they have to live with that. But if you put this in, then it's like, no, it's fine. We don't have to worry about him. We actually could probably just get rid of him because he's one of the quarterbacks.
Yeah.
How many quarterbacks can you have? Is it just one quarterback? I think there's a lot of things that play into this. And I like the idea for my team, too. I feel like anybody would. But I think there's also parts of it that are a little hairy.
Yeah.
And I feel like it gives other teams that are not good an opportunity to be good via the shortcut. Now, maybe that's what the NFL wants. They want a little bit more parity. That could be the case. I'm sure that's what it is. But I don't know. I just don't like it from that sense, to where you're giving some of these general managers shortcuts to be better than what they ultimately are.
It's a fair point. It is. They have to iron out a lot of details if they are going to do something like this. I will say this, and this might not satisfy you because you're right. On paper, your thought is well made. There will always be stupid general managers.
Oh, for sure.
So
in every sport, by the
in
way.
every sport, yeah. So I think that would play itself out just as is. So like the Giants, for example, we're going to take, Daniel Jones, and then we're going to pay him after one good year. Same team that drafted a running back in the top five,
He's a good running back.
Didn't even hang on to him.
That was dumb.
There's going to be teams that don't know how to build an NFL roster despite getting a reprieve with the salary cap.
So you're saying they're probably going to allocate more money to those skilled position players rather than
Probably.
bolstering
Yes.
your offensive line or defensive line and positions like that. I understand that.
And then when they get the crap kicked out of them in December, because the more physical teams that know how to build rosters, they're going to be like, we should probably add another receiver.
I just wonder how many teams are ultimately going to invest in young quarterbacks. And if they're not doing that, does the league ultimately get worse because there's not a ton of great quarterbacks 5-10 years down the road because they didn't get that shot because you wanted to bring in a veteran quarterback? Because ultimately you don't really have to pay him when it comes to the salary cap.
I could counter that, though, with a young quarterback will have theoretically more around him.
That's fair.
Because now I'm spending more. If I'm smart, I'm spending more for the offensive line, or I'm spending more for
you're moving
the
it
defense. Yeah. Again, theoretically, there's only so many players in the league, too, so it's not like it's...
Oh, there's UFL players, too, that are looking for contracts.
Certainly, Jamie, you're absolutely right.
They are.
But I think that the young quarterback, like maybe Justin Fields, you don't have to worry about paying him down the road. You could start to invest more into his O-line or his defense.
I don't think he'll be the starting quarterback.
I don't think so either, but a lot of people
really bad things.
Carey loved him, and
Did he ever?
he still does. Look at him.
Yeah.
You guys.
He's upset with us now.
Yeah, he is. Hey, Carey, he'll be great on punt returns.
When Russell Wilson is not doing the job and Justin Fields takes over.
He was pumping up Wilson
go to the Super Bowl.
Headed quarterback. I didn't say who was going to take us. Just said they were going to go. Huh?
Has offense been the main issue for the Cardinals the past 2 seasons? There might be one statistic to say, yeah, absolutely. That's next on 101 ESPN.
Hey, it's Carey, and if you're a contractor or you own a business that needs recycling, then you need to learn more about my good friends over at Scrap Mart Metals. They are tailor-made for your business to meet your schedule and your budget. At Scrap Mart, they understand that job site cleanup for contractors can be a mess. If you set up a business account with Scrap Mart to recycle that metal, it'll be one less thing you have to do during cleanup. You'd be amazed at how the scrap metal adds up and how it can truly help your business's cash flow. If you own heavy equipment, it often breaks down. It's frustrating. You have to repair it over and over again. At some point, it'll break down for good, and when that time comes, Scrap Mart will come and haul it out of your way. They'll take that equipment to one of their convenient locations and get you a check the same day. Or if you want to haul it yourself, they have 3 locations: Valley Park, Peevely, Jonesburg. If it's metal, they will buy it. They offer convenient drive-on scale, and they offer the highest payout. You will always get top dollar for your scrap metals. Just visit them at scrapmartmetals.com. My guy Lucas can talk to you about setting up a business account to get you started. That's scrapmartmetals.com, and tell them Carey sent you.
.305, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Our guy BK, Brandon Kiley of BK and Ferrario, which you can listen to middays here on 101 ESPN. He tweeted out this statistic that might sum everything up for the Cardinals offense and where Cardinals fans are with this offense. And BK isn't the only one to highlight this specific stat, but it certainly puts a lot into perspective. The Cardinals are batting .215 with runners in scoring position. That would be 13th worst in MLB history.
In ever, Bob?
MLB history.
This year?
History. So not just this year. Teams have finished a full season with a worse batting average with runners in scoring position than the current 2024 Cardinals. The 69 Padres, the 68 Mets, the 63 Senators, the 81 Mets, the 67 Dodgers, the 68 Angels, the 72 Mets, the 72 Padres, and the 63 Mets. You don't even have a team in the last 3 decades that have been this bad with runners in scoring position.
But I'm the bad guy.
Yes, that's correct.
I thought they had a lot of productive outs, though.
Well played, Jay.
I couldn't help myself.
They have a lot of outs. I don't know how productive they are. That is remarkable. I've often talked about, look, if you don't have guys getting on base consistently, you don't have an opportunity to drive them in. So that impacts your runners in scoring position average, obviously. So I think that's a huge component here. If you're not getting on base, you're not able to drive them in more. If you're getting on base consistently, your average is going to go up by dumb luck at some point because you're constantly getting guys on base. But this 13th worst in MLB history, holy smokes, you're just not good at driving runners in as soon as they get in a scoring position. In fact, it's the exact opposite.
Yeah. I had no idea that it was so bad. We always talk about this exact situation or this problem for the Cardinals and never really been able to put a number on it or to see historically just how terrible it really is.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you fix it. How many guys have we had on this show over the last 3 years? 2.5. Because the Cardinals have been not great in this category for a number of years now. How many baseball players have we talked to about, well, how do you work on that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just,
including the great Matt Holliday.
Matt Holliday. It's like, well, you just, got to put a good swing on it. Like,
right.
Okay. So
they almost say it's not different from any other at bat.
They try to say that, but it's a big difference because you either score a run or you don't.
Right.
And that costs you ball games. And right now, with that number being as bad as it is, then I don't have the ability mathematically to equate or go back through the scores of the season. But I just wonder how many games it's cost them.
Yeah, I don't know what the equivalency is, but I think we can say it's a fair amount.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's got to be a fair amount, especially when your pitching is average to slightly above average.
Well, let's just say it's like 4 games. Let's just say that. 4 games right now in that Central Division, it makes a big difference.
Yeah, it does.
We talk about it. We've talked about it a lot about runners in scoring position. That number is really bad.
It's atrocious.
I mean, and does that solely point to your 2 main hitters, Nolan Arenado and Paul Goldschmidt?
Well, they're right in the heart of your lineup.
That's
they're not doing it, right?
I think that speaks volumes to them. And it's not all on them because I'm sure there are other opportunities for other players to drive runners in. But if you aren't hitting, if you're not getting a hit with runners in scoring position, again, Anthony, I've explained this to you time and time again. You got to get guys to touch that plate.
I've looked into that.
That's
I still
how you
haven't
score runs, and that's how you actually can win games. And if you don't do that, you don't win many games.
Okay.
And it's hard to, it's impossible to win games if you don't score more runs than the opposing team. And so that's essentially what the Cardinals are doing right now. They're not scoring enough. They're not hitting in timely situations. And I think that's when I talk about, when I watch the team, I think that's the part that is frustrating, because in years past, you knew somebody was going to come up at a big moment and drive that runner in, hit a ball in the gap, make it to second themselves, put themselves back in scoring position for the next guy. And right now, it's not station to station like it felt very station to station last year. You got a little bit more speed, you got a little bit more athleticism, but you're not getting those timely hits, and you're not driving in runners when it matters most.
Yeah. You also, again, you're not getting on base. You got a 304 on base as a team. That's 24th in baseball.
So that's the worst combination ever right now. But
You're not getting on base.
No, let's digest this for a second. You're not getting on base.
Correct.
But when you do, you're not scoring anybody.
That's correct.
That's a terrible combination.
You're not getting on base.
When you put it like that, Jamie.
Can I just...
Am I putting it wrong?
Yeah.
Can I tweak it a little bit?
Please do.
You're not getting on base. And when you do, you're driving in runners at a worse clip than any team in the last 3 decades.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah,
That's,
okay. All right. Well,
100% correct.
is anybody else depressed? Or
Oh, I'm really depressed.
You know what? I'm proud of you all. Took you a while to get here. Marshy got here a couple of days ago. It's taking you all a little longer, but now you see what I see. You know? Now you're watching it through my lens.
Has he not been on the show all year?
Nah, you two for the last couple of days were trying to get me to be more positive.
Well, we saw the way you walked in, and we were like, man, this guy
We
needs
actually
some
tried to
help.
do that for you. It had nothing to do with the Cardinals.
Well,
really nothing
going into
involved.
the Miami series, you, sir, they had 8-10 in the last 8-10 in the last series. They won 8 out of 10.
I said,
Jamie, that's not how you sound.
kinda.
don't appreciate this guy at all today.
And I told you, I'll know. Let me watch this series. And then they took the first game into extras and were able to.
This series.
But we're staying present, right? They took the first game into extra innings, and I came in and I asked you all excited about that? Are you excited? And your response, you looked me square in the eyes and said, "They won, didn't they?"
It's a win. It's a win.
Square in the eyes. Said, "You excited about?" They won, didn't they?
I didn't say I was excited. I said, they won.
No, yeah. And then they proceeded to lose the next 2 games.
In fairness to Jamie and I think we avoided your question about being excited.
Oh, is that what it was?
So it was a stick handle.
Yeah.
Right around it.
Yeah.
Little Connor
maneuvered.
McDavid stick
Okay.
handle.
Totally.
All right,
Yeah.
all right.
We do get a text from the 314 says, I feel bad for Jamie's kids that he makes them go to the games. They probably wake up in night sweats wondering if Dad bought them more tickets.
Yeah, no kidding. Carey, you brought your kids several times.
I have.
Marsh, you attended a couple of games this year.
Look what it's done to Marsh.
Yeah.
Marsh doesn't even like to talk baseball anymore.
No, he doesn't.
Marsh is just here.
Look at him.
You notice he's not been wearing any Cardinals stuff the last couple of days.
He wore St. Louis. Oh no, that was a golf hat.
Yeah.
Or a golf hat,
Was it
yeah.
Scottsdale or
TPC
something?
Scottsdale.
Yeah.
Today I have a Vikings hat on.
Yeah.
I knew we would be talking football.
Sure. Look at him. No Cardinals gear?
I would almost guarantee you I don't wear anything Cardinal tomorrow.
So what Marshy reminds me of right now, Anthony, is we have 2 dogs at the Rivers house. We got the Weimaraner and we got the English Cream Golden Retriever. Well, we sent the puppy away to do some training for a couple weeks.
Sure.
And the Weimaraner had this look on his face.
Where's
Just
my friend?
Sadness, confusion, like lethargic. Marshy's our Weimaraner right now.
I've actually been told that I have Golden Retriever energy, but I guess I really don't. I have the Weimaraner energy.
Right now, you
Right now,
Yeah,
right now
ordinarily
you do.
I'd say yes. You're kind of bouncing off the walls a little bit, like the Golden Retriever. But right now, you're wearing it like the Weim.
Yeah.
I'm sorry what this team has done to you, Marsh.
Oh, it's terrible.
I really am.
I feel
You
like a
deserve
horrible
better.
person.
You deserve better is right.
deserve better.
The 3 of us, we don't deserve anything.
I feel like Carey
But
deserves
you,
it.
you
These two,
deserve a
thank
lot.
Thank you.
Again, there's a clear divide in this room.
Certainly is.
I wasn't done. I think you deserve it.
Thanks, Marsh.
Oh, yeah.
I think Jamie deserves it.
There you go.
I was last. You guys really hate me.
Save the best for last. How much does Major League Baseball take a hit during the summer with the way the game is right now? A lot of mediocre teams, a lot of average going on in baseball. So how much does it take a hit right now from a popularity standpoint? But will it be that way at the end of the year? That's next on 101 ESPN.
Hey, it's Carey, and Window Nation is extending their semi-annual sale right now. 50% off of all window styles, plus 0% interest for 5 years, and an additional bonus if you schedule an in-home estimate appointment this week through June 30th. Window Nation can install those windows in 1 day or less, and those windows come with a lifetime warranty. All you need to do is dial 866-90-NATION or go online at windownation.com. If those windows that you have are old, if they leak water, have condensation, are moldy or rotten, if they get hot to the touch, that's not a good thing, or you're just tired of paying the high utility bills for air conditioning and letting the cool air out, you get a free quote, a no obligation quote, and Window Nation will come out there and get you those windows. Just last year alone, they installed over 200,000 windows with a 96% satisfaction rate, requiring no follow-up service. That's 40 times more than the average window company. They'll measure that window 3 times to ensure the proper fit and get you in, getting taken care of, like I said, in 1 day or less. That's Window Nation semi-annual sale, 50% off now for all window styles, 0% interest for 5 years. Simple. Get that in-home estimate today. Call 866-90-NATION or visit them online at windownation.com.
It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter. It's not just the Cardinals that are stuck in that mediocre middle, we'll call it. There's the majority of the teams, quite frankly, are in that same spot in either league. Unless you're a Phillies fan, a Braves fan, Brewers fan, Dodgers fan, Yankees, Orioles, the majority of the teams are like right there in the middle. How much do you think Major League Baseball takes a hit during the summer when the teams are just, The Astros 34-40. That's been a really good franchise over the last 5, 6 years, 7 years. The Rangers won the World Series last year. They're 34-40. The Angels, the A's, nobody cares. White Sox, nobody cares. Marlins, nobody cares. So you're gonna have those teams. But then when you have the Padres 38-40, Giants 36-39, Diamondbacks 30, basically every team in the NL wild card. You're like, you don't know what you're getting every night, but it's not really dramatic. So how much do you guys think it takes a hit for baseball overall?
In what way?
Popularity, interest, not popularity. Let's go.
I was going to say the popularity took a hit a while ago.
Like you guys know Cardinals. Carey, how excited? If it wasn't this game tonight, how excited you are to watch Cardinals Giants this weekend? Middle of the season, based on what you've seen.
I think it's about the stars and playing it like if they were playing the Yankees this weekend, I'd be, like who doesn't want to go see Juan Soto and Aaron Judge and maybe Garrett Cole? Like you want to see those guys play and perform, kind of like it was when Shohei came to town last year. I feel like it used to be more of that. I feel like the Cardinals used to have more of those guys themselves that you wanted to see, and I think that probably is part of the problem in terms of interest. In terms of fans watching. And I know they've done a lot of things in the past couple of years to try to speed up the game, to make the game more exciting, bigger bases. Hopefully we can steal more bases, no longer having to shift, so, not having three guys on the right side of the infield. So you can't make sure that a guy is not hitting the ball into the outfield. But still, it's not as, for whatever reason, it doesn't feel like it did, when we were younger watching baseball. It just seems a little different. I think the athletes have changed in the game drastically over the last 20, 30 years.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'll throw a question back at you both. Is the fact that it's middling baseball, okay? The National League is full of average teams. But do you think the popularity, the interest is actually maybe a little higher just because you actually have teams that have been so far from being involved in it for so long that now they have a chance and their fan bases are kind of like, hey,
look at us.
Well, like the Pirates, that's a team that, like the Reds, like they're only a game and a half out. I don't know.
All right, so before I want to answer that question, but let's play this audio from John Smoltz talking about the National League. The wild card race is kind of where teams are right now. John Smoltz was on earlier today with BK and Ferrario.
We're going to get eventually to a playoff system. I think when we add two teams, that's going to be so good that no one will complain about a team under 500 making it or whatever. I know the journey is long, and we want to try to give those teams who have dominated baseball an advantage, and I get all that because I was part of having a 14-year run where we typically had the best records most of those years, and we didn't win World Series either. So it's hard. But I think these teams with the expanded playoff system, the downside for the uniqueness of baseball is the free agent market is a little bit different in the offseason because some teams are more than not are not willing to spend, and they're looking at it like you just saw, hey, we get in, you never know. And it takes less wins to get in. I get that. But I just like more competitive nature for fan base and for the game of baseball to have more compelling stories when we get to September.
So that's where – so I teased the question about where the interest level is now and will it stay that way? And the reason why I posed it that way is because, Jamie, I think you're right. It's going to suffer now. But when it comes to the actual races later on, whether the division or wild card, the reason why you add more wild card teams is because you're a regional sport. You're a regional league.
Yeah.
And you need more eyeballs on your TV screens later in the year. If you take away those wild cards, are you highlighting the best teams? Yeah. But you're losing fan bases too. Because my team doesn't. What do I care? They're not going to be in the playoffs.
Well, it used to be where some teams at the trade deadline.
They're done.
You're done, and you
Half
lost
the league's
interest.
done.
I'm on to something different.
Right.
So you think that having 10 teams still fighting for playoff contention and 8 of them under 500 is good?
That last part is not.
Because that's
that first part
1,
is
2,
does the
3,
under 500
4, 5,
matter,
6,
Carey?
7, 8, 9. 9 teams are 1.5 games out of the wild card spot, and all 9 of them are under 500.
It doesn't matter.
Two separate. There's two separate. Carey, it's two separate questions.
Gross.
It's two separate conversations. It is gross from like a competitive standpoint. Like, oh boy, I'm just watching mediocre baseball. But Carey, has there ever been a playoff game that you skipped in the NFL?
No. But all those teams are above 500.
Not all of them.
8-8.
Yeah,
Some of them stink.
They
You know they
You had an
stink.
8-9 Buccaneers team win the
I
division.
didn't watch that game. I don't think
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yes, you damn well did.
That one.
No, you didn't.
Oh.
Because the Cowboys, it was the Cowboys. It was a Thursday night or Sunday night or something.
That's gross.
It wasn't gross. You watched it. You watched every snap of it.
Because
It's a
probably
playoff.
did.
Because it's a playoff game.
But this is. I don't know.
Day baseball.
It's exciting. Unless you are the Cardinals. How many runs did they score in their day baseball games a couple of years ago?
2. Maybe 1.
I think 1. This was the.
Didn't they score
I always
more in
forget
that
the
game?
guy's name.
Juan Yepes.
Juan Yepes.
Juan Yepes hit a home run,
Hit
but
a
I think
home
they
run.
scored in the bottom of the 9th.
Did they?
2. It doesn't
Ryan
matter.
Helsley's finger
They
almost
lost.
fell off, and they couldn't seal the deal. Right?
Playoff baseball.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's good playoff baseball. I'm just saying it's baseball.
This is
I
despicable.
think you have to ignore the under 500. Just look at the column that says games back.
They're all under 500.
Because that's all that'll matter.
Every team after the Braves is under 500.
Gary, you're 100% right.
Yeah.
Okay, you win that discussion. I'm with you.
Thank you. I don't hear that often in my life. I appreciate it.
I'm 100% with you. But when it comes down to 20 games left, 25 games left in the season, and you still have that many teams competing, it will become interesting regardless of their record.
It's the best of the worst.
Yeah, but it's still competing.
And it's still playoffs.
It's how you look at it. You know?
It only feels dirty now.
Okay.
Later, it's fine.
We'll revisit this.
I would agree with you, Anthony.
In August or September.
Have teams in baseball always been this way, but their record looks inflated because they were playing against teams in their own division? And now that the schedule has changed and you're playing every single team, things are starting to even out a little bit?
What does it look like in the American League?
It's an interesting question.
So the American League,
Maybe.
guys, is not much better.
No, that's why I said all of baseball.
Like, so it's a league-wide thing, and I think that the 90-win teams and the 93-win teams, I don't know if you're going to see that very often anymore.
So because of the balanced schedule, you're seeing mediocrity across
Maybe,
baseball.
or
Is
more,
that
or we-
what
maybe you
happened?
look at it the other way and say more competitiveness.
It would. Competitive, in my opinion, means you are above 500 and winning games.
Yeah, but when so many teams are below 500, I'm trying to figure out if that means it's more competitive or more garbage. Like, I don't know what that means.
Or maybe it means it's extremely top heavy and the really good teams beat the hell out of the really bad teams.
That's
and
another possibility.
Then you split with the Rockies.
Well, I think as the season
It's back to that.
as the season progresses, teams start to separate themselves. They become more of a team. They see what works for them, what does not work for them. They get key players back in the lineup. I just think that once the season progresses, we'll start to see the teams that are actually good start to look good when you look at the standings. I think right now teams are sort of in purgatory, essentially, with how things are going in the season. Now, it's not really that young, but it's still on the first half of the year. We're not even to the All-Star break yet. Like, I don't know if we essentially know what some of these teams will ultimately look like come September, come October.
Sure.
I mean, just look at the Arizona Diamondbacks, right? Like, that's a perfect example of a team that looked good but then weren't good. And then all of a sudden they got hot because that was the team that they ultimately were. It's just baseball.
Yeah.
That's how baseball goes.
That's how baseball go. Carey, get on board. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Andrew Marsh, Anthony Stalter. Hot take or hot garbage is next. 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line. Text in for hot take or hot garbage next.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals looking to get back in the win column tonight as they take on the San Francisco Giants at Rickwood Field. Andre Palante taking the mound, going up against Keaton Wynn. First pitch is at 6:15. We talked a little bit about your St. Louis Cardinals and their offensive woes. If you have missed any of those conversations, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free 101 mobile app. Just head to the podcast page and you'll find all of our interviews and full shows there. And it's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Coming up next, we have Hot Take or Hot Garbage. So if you have a hot take you want to send our way, do so using the Air Comfort Service text line 314-399-9646. Hot Take or Hot Garbage coming up next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Hot Take. It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter. Here's Andrew Marsh with Hot Take or Hot Garbage.
All right, we have an interesting one right off the bat from the 314. Hot Take or Hot Garbage. Matthew Tkachuk jinxed the Florida Panthers and will lose the Stanley Cup.
Oh, God, hot garbage.
I don't believe he
Hot
jinxes.
garbage.
What did he do?
said he had a quote that said, I don't know, I have to find it. It basically said that we had one goal as a team to win that cup, and tonight we're going to do it. Like, it wasn't like the guarantee, like the Joe Namath, or the Mark Messier, we will win tonight.
Yeah.
It was just like, hey, we're going to do that. We're going to do it tonight. Like, we're going to achieve that goal.
Sure.
Jinx. Yeah, he goes out and plays a hell of a game. Yeah, real big jinx.
Yeah, it's hot garbage.
Hot, stinky garbage.
Do you think that there is such thing as bulletin board material? Like when you say something that gets, because I can give you a firsthand account of it happening
You can
against
also,
us.
Here's the way I look at bulletin board material. For some teams, yes, it fires them up. For other teams, it's like a scapegoat. Like you have nothing else to go off of, to build off of, so now it's a reach. And maybe this will get them going. Look what so-and-so said.
If Edmonton is trying to win to prove Matthew Tkachuk wrong, I see that. I just see that really weird. Like, why wouldn't winning the Stanley Cup be your motivation if that's the case?
Well, people are motivated by different things, Marsh.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, look, in fairness, you find anything you can to try and motivate you.
Yeah.
You do.
Anything.
Yeah.
I mean, Michael Jordan made his career off of
He did.
building slights.
He would make stuff up sometimes.
If you have to.
Like, yeah.
He literally made
You
stuff
got
up.
to.
This guy disrespected me. I've never
Like Elvin
talked to
Mack.
you.
This guy said hello to me? Screw that guy.
Yep.
You don't say hi to me.
Alvin Mack
you.
is it's a great
One that-
example. Did you just say, oh, God?
Alvin Mack.
What?
For Alvin Mack?
No, I was reading a text.
Oh, thank you. Jeez. I do not
That-
stand for
I mean,
you.
Him
I
and
would
that
never say
documentary.
disrespecting
any of those guys
That's what
on
I
that
thought.
team.
Okay, good.
Him and Latimer
We're
in
fine.
that documentary.
Yeah. Best documentary ever.
Best football documentary out there.
You're the one that shot my mother. Man, you know I never met your mother.
Whatever it takes.
Good point.
Got one from the Waterboy. Hot take or hot garbage. Rivers threatened to beat up Action Jackson, but Jackson countered by suggesting he would give Rivers tips when it comes to who is going to hit a home run.
Hot take.
You know what? Actually,
That happened. It did.
why you waiting on my answer? It's hot,
well, you're
hot
starting to
garbage,
talk.
Jamie. Hot
What?
garbage.
What?
That's hot garbage. Jamie would never. Not here.
In fact, I think
He
Piddles
reserves
actually.
that for shopping carts at Walmart.
That's where Jackson was.
Piddles has actually been trying to fight Jamie himself, so he would be the one who's initiating said violence.
Guys, let's just be honest for a second here. Piddles is not trying to fight me. Okay? Let's just be honest.
He's been doing the old boxer thing, though.
He did do that, and I
He did that one
was,
time.
That was Don't do that again.
And I told him.
Yeah, you don't put your dukes up like
Put your
this.
fists up. I'll let 2 seconds of stupidity ruin the rest of your life.
Right. Hey, he's doing the old 1920s thing.
Yeah. Jackson and
Let me
I.
at him, Shane.
Exactly.
Let me out. Jackson and I have a good friendship.
Yeah, he's been giving you all the answers to
Yeah.
the test like Karen did in the
Yeah.
80s and 90s.
He's
hell
found
are we
his new
doing here?
Karen. Mhm. That's what's happened.
I'm channeling my Karen.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
This guy.
So hot take, he's right. Tasha's right.
From the 636 hot take or hot garbage, Mason Wynn will be in the top 3 for National League Rookie of the Year votes.
Oh, I think that's
The top 3. I think that's a hot take, too. Paul Skeens will be there. Jackson Merrill might be there from San Diego.
Santiago.
Shota Imanaga.
Yep.
Mason Wynn is going to be
Yamamoto. Look at Jackson's doing the. He's right outside our 101 ESPN studios doing the old put him up.
Put him up. Mason Wynn's going to be your starting shortstop in the All-Star game.
He is.
I think so.
Would be nice.
Well, I mean,
just said it.
Mookie Betts
He
got
broke
hurt.
his hand.
C.J. Abrams.
I think O'Neal Cruz and Ellie De La Cruz are still ahead of him in the voting.
Yeah, I would say so too.
Come on, St. Louis. You gotta
Yeah,
get your
get
votes
busy,
out.
man.
And how that works still? You vote?
It does.
Fan vote?
But if they listen to the fast lane, they may feel
We've always had love for
not
Mason Wynn.
compelled to.
You should vote for that guy. Vote for Pedro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll say hot take for now, but he's going to have some competition there.
Probably
Rookie of the
won't
year.
win it.
I don't think he's going to
No
win
pun
it.
intended. But
If Paul Skeens continues to
Stays
do what he
healthy,
does
yeah.
and Pittsburgh doesn't shut him down at some point, even if he does get shut down, I mean, that kid's ridiculous.
He's good.
From the 636 hot take or hot garbage, win or lose, Connor McDavid wins the Conn Smythe.
So it's not often that happens, and most of the time that I've seen it, it's the other team's goalie that wins it. So J.S. Jaguar won it in the Stanley Cup against the New Jersey Devils the one year. Ron Hextall won it in the 80s playing against the Oilers in the Stanley Cup final. Ron Hextall won the playoff MVP while in a losing effort.
Nice.
Connor McDavid has been the most dominant player in this series. And overall, the playoffs, like he's setting records with the amount of points he's scoring. If Sergei Bobrovsky has a game of all games tomorrow night, stands on his head, I think he gets it. Just because it's easier to pick the winning team. And Bobrovsky has been an animal up until the 2 games or the game and a half where I didn't like the way he was playing. But otherwise, I don't see anybody else, man. Connor McDavid should get it.
does it need to go 7? Even if they lose, the Oilers lose, or can they lose in 6?
That's a really good point.
And still be, let's say they lose 5-4. 4, and
does McDavid have 4 points? I think that, here's what I think. I think Bobrovsky has to have a good game in a winning effort, obviously. If they win and McDavid just plays, the way he has been, it's a coin flip.
Gotcha.
I can see it being a coin flip. But it's those 2 guys. It's nobody else. It's McDavid, Bobrovsky, and no one.
Yeah, Matthew Tkachuk has 22 points in these playoffs. Alexander Barkov, 21. And then Sergei Bobrovsky has a 2.35 goals against average. I think it does come down to those 2. I wonder if the NHL will give Connor McDavid the Conn Smythe if they lose because it looks better for the league. Like almost as a consolation for not winning the Stanley Cup.
But I almost feel like, how many points does McDavid have?
He has 42.
He's 42 freaking points. Who's the closest to him?
Evan Bouchard with 32.
Yeah. 42 points. And honestly, in the last couple of games, he has been the driving force. So I honestly don't see a world where he doesn't win it.
All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We have your chance right now to score tickets to see Green Day and Rancid on August 15th at Hollywood Casino Amphitheater. Text in to win free tickets now at 314-399-9646. What state was Green Day formed? What state was Green Day formed? If you give us also the city, the sound, that'd be great too. But let's do a state. What state was Green Day formed. I like what you did there. Not the correct answer, though. Text in and win those tickets, 314-399-9646. And you can find all ticket details and a bonus chance to score free tickets to see Green Day and Rancid at 101ESPN.com or on your 101 ESPN mobile app. Are we seeing more mediocrity and less continuity when it comes to sports teams and how they're built and how they're run? That's next on 101 ESPN.
there was all these different code words what we had that we can get to them so quickly because it's hard to do when there's 70,000 fans. It's hard to do to communicate to everybody in 10 seconds to go from one play to another play. But that's what the continuity allowed us to do over a long period of time. That's what the same coordinator, the similar core group of players could do, the same offensive line coach. Oh, yeah, we did that 2 years ago. Yeah, I like that solution. That worked great. That allowed us to win the game. Great, we gained confidence in it. So that continuity that we had with all of us allowed us to succeed in those little small percentage chances that they did something or made a call that could beat what we were doing.
That was Tom Brady. He was on The Herd with Colin Cowherd, and he was talking about the continuity of the Patriots. And you hear him talk, and you're like, well, yep, that just makes a lot of sense. That's simplified. Why don't all teams do it? Let's stick with the NFL first, Carey.
They do. They just don't do it well.
Okay. So, Carey, you played for the Colts. You played for the Falcons. You played for the Bucks. Mm-hmm. You played for, obviously, the Steelers. And then was there one other camp? Washington.
Yep.
You saw you were part of really good organizations, like Pittsburgh being the top, and then you're a part of organizations that maybe didn't run smoothly.
Correct.
What was the main difference?
Really smart people. Like, I think at times people think and assume that football players dumb jocks. You just run into people and hit people, especially offensively. You have to be all on one accord. He talked about changing plays and code words, and instead of saying that long play that you say in the huddle, you give a tag for it, a name, a title, or a number. We would have our 2-minute offense in Pittsburgh would be numbers 1 through 10. 11 was the same as 1. 22 was the same as 2. So you knew it's the same, but you had to memorize those 10 plays. Like, hey, 11. That's we're running play 1. Mm-hmm. And so you have to understand that. But that makes, when everybody is on the same page, you can have success. And then you couple that with really good players. Tom Brady talked about, having it, and it also helps if you're in the same place, having the same coordinator or the same offense, because when you look at quarterbacks that struggle, we talk about Baker Mayfield a lot, that shaky bakey, right? How much he struggled in Cleveland. You got a different offensive coordinator almost every year. And then you move around. When you finally have an offensive coordinator that makes things simple, simplifies it, it makes your life easier, and it makes the players around you, it makes everyone better because they can get their job done with much more ease. Is it though? And Jamie, you obviously you were in the hockey world, but I imagine there's some similarities there. What's the difference between an organization that makes things simple and ones that complicated? Is it just having a game plan, an understanding? Is it communicating? When you were with the Red Wings, that must have felt differently than when you were with the Florida Panthers for the one season, or the Coyotes before you wrecked their entire franchise.
Yeah, that's a good point. Thank you for bringing that up.
Sure.
For me, with the teams that weren't successful, there was just a lot of turnover all the time. And you think to yourself, well, they're not a good team. You got to find new players. You got to find new coaches. But you actually have to ride it out sometimes. Like, if you look at the Detroit Red Wings, never mind when I played there. Let's go back just a handful of years ago. They were in a really bad spot when Steve Yzerman took over that team. First thing he did was extend the head coach and his staff 4 years. And they kept losing an epic number of losses. But he kept the same coaching staff, and he kept the same guys for the continuity of getting through this. And so that, because you could probably go through 2 or 3 coaches if you wanted to, because, well, we're not winning in this.
Right.
No, let's just get everybody dialed in here, and we keep it very consistent with what we're doing. And I think that that's the key for most teams, is having the same people, and certainly when you're having success, keeping the same players. There's going to be turnover when it comes to players. That's inevitable through trades, free agency, the draft, all that. I believe you can have less consistency with players as long as the message and the way of doing things is consistent with the coaching staff and the front office. Because the churn of players is normal. But if you churn the players and now you're churning the coaching staff and other pieces, now it's chaotic.
Yeah.
You're learning a new system. You're learning new terminology, maybe. You're playing with a different guy that you'd never played with before because a new coach has a feeling about something. So for me, I think if you keep the leadership intact over an extended period of time, that helps your team find that consistency. If nothing else, at least the way they play. It doesn't guarantee wins, but it will guarantee a certain style of play.
I agree. I mean, you talk about, especially in the NFL, you talk about teams that have the same coaching staff, have the same, general manager, guys that are not leaving. Usually those teams are more successful than, the Cleveland Browns that are changing, seems like every other year, or the Chicago Bears who were constantly changing. It's easier to, like you said, Jamie, you're going to have players. That's natural part of sports, professional and collegiate. Guys graduate in college, guys transfer in the pros, guys retire. They are going to go be free agents. You're going to have guys coming in. So that's going to always change. But if that message from the front office and from the coaches is the same, it makes life easier for the people that are coming in, because now you have players that are accustomed to how we do things. This is how we handle it. This is how we go about our day. And now they're showing the younger players or the newer players the regimen. This is what we do, and this is how it's going to play out. And so everyone is more comfortable, and it's a lot easier to get things done.
Yeah. If you don't, you just think about it, this all comes down to leadership to me. If you don't have a clear voice saying, this is how we do things, and this is how we do everything. That's one of the biggest things I took from what Brady was talking about. The attention to detail was off the charts, seemingly, in New England. They covered everything.
Every aspect of
it. And you had other organizations that certainly covered as much as they could, but the Patriots were never caught off guard about anything.
Yeah.
They used to talk about the rule changes consistently. Right. They knew if, the overtime rules. How many times you get to some of the, it doesn't happen as much now, but I remember not too long ago where some players were like, I didn't know you could tie.
Yeah.
How do you not know that?
Well, it happened, what was it, this year? Some of the players on the 49ers.
The Super Bowl. They didn't know.
Exactly.
Didn't know the over,
they
didn't understand.
Yeah. Right. And the Chiefs had talked about it.
They talked about plays that they were going to run.
They talked about it earlier in the year.
Yeah.
Then they revisited it again playoff week.
It's coaching, man.
It is.
It is, and it's also evaluating intelligent players. Like, you have to draft and bring in guys that are high IQ athletes, whether that's hockey, baseball, basketball, football. When you have high IQ guys, that makes your coaching much easier, because it won't take you 35, 45, 2 hours to explain something.
Yeah.
I can explain it once, they gather it, they gain it, and they're ready to move on and go on to the next thing. So it allows you to focus and focus on more things than just one thing when you got guys that are really high IQ.
Absolutely. That's Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We've got the Gauntlet after Jamie broke up the losing skid yesterday, ended it yesterday. We'll have a new Gauntlet contestant next on 101 ESPN.
warriors. 4 categories, 1 challenger. Can you master the Gauntlet?
The Gauntlet is powered by Master, your hometown source for business communications for more than 30 years. Visit Mastor.com.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN with Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, and Anthony Stalter, Andrew Marsh here as well. We've got Ed, who is our latest contestant. And Ed, we know that you leave us the mic drops a lot, and in fact, you're the one that often talks about the bacon-wrapped wieners down at Busch Stadium. So we appreciate you being on.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Is this your first time?
First time since Carey's been on the show.
Okay. How'd you do last time?
Marsh smoked me in hockey.
Marsh. That makes sense because you seem like a real good guy.
Yeah,
So
that's Marsh's thing.
that makes sense, yeah. Is this a revenge spot for you, Ed, or you want to take on Carey, Jamie, or me?
I'm taking on Carey today. Need the fresh blood.
Okay, all right. Taking on Carey.
All right, Ed, good luck.
Carey's making his way then into the Cone of Silence. By the way, Tony, the Gauntlet champion.
Yep.
First time in 2024, he just stopped by, took some photos with his trophy. Very, very nice guy. Surprised Marsh didn't beat him.
Great guy. I don't know if I appreciated when he had the trophy and went in your face.
Right.
That was a
And then he
little aggressive.
Individually took the trophy and shoved it right in our faces.
Yeah.
But
And we
hey,
had to sign a waiver too because, you can't get angry with these people.
right.
So we had to sit there and just wear it.
Yeah. It hurt. But you know what? Don't be handing out trophies.
Oh, you're right. Be better.
Yeah. All right, Ed, you ready?
Yes, I am.
Go ahead and tell Marsh to spin that wheel.
Marsh, please spin the wheel.
Oh, nice about it. All right, what are we hoping for?
Anything but hockey.
Anything but hockey. Okay, wheel. See if the wheel's in a good mood or not. What
It's
happened?
hockey.
It is not. We have baseball today.
All right, there you go. All right, so you're going to get 4 baseball-related questions today, Ed. Carey's going to get the same 4 baseball questions. Each question is worth 2 points. Thank you, Marsh. Unless you ask for the options. If you ask for the options, then they're worth 1 point. Sound good?
Great.
All right, here we go. In 2003, the Marlins won their 2nd World Series title in franchise history. Florida defeated the Yankees despite hitting just 2 home runs in that fall classic. One came from Miguel Cabrera, while the other was belted by whom?
Options, please.
Was it Juan Encarnacion, Derek Lee, or Alex Gonzalez?
Alex Gonzalez, final answer.
All right, Ed. Question 2. No third baseman in Major League Baseball history has more hits than Adrian Beltre. Beltre. Yep. It was typed up wrong. And I just, Ron Berge. Let's start over. No, as I was saying, I was like, that's not right. No third baseman in MLB history has more hits than Adrian Beltre. For how many teams did Beltre play for during his 21-year career?
I'm going to say 3, final answer.
Spelled right that second time.
It is. I'd have been fine. Second time.
Question number 3. Cardinals first base coach Stubby Clapp appeared in 23 games for the club back in 2001. What was Clapp's primary position?
Options, please.
Options are second base, catcher, or shortstop.
I mean, he's a stocky dude. I'm going to say catcher.
Final answer?
Final answer.
All right, Ed. Question number 4. Name the team that plays its home games at Target Fields. Name the team that plays its home games at Target Fields. If you want a hint,
I should know this.
This park hosted the 2014 All-Star Game.
Minnesota? Options, please.
The Seattle Mariners, the Minnesota Twins, or the Colorado Rockies?
I'm going to go with the gut and say the Minnesota Twins.
Final answer?
Final answer.
All right. Well, welcome back, Carey Davis from the Cone of Silence. Ed, how you feeling?
Pretty good.
All right. All right, Carey, putting on his headphones here. How you feeling?
Oh, I'm good.
Yeah.
Mike Ryder in there talking Cardinals baseball, the Gauntlet, and
So you talk Cardinals baseball in the Cone of Silence. Now you're going to come back and talk Cardinal baseball throughout the show?
Yeah. Is that kind of
no,
that okay?
No break?
No break. Yeah, we work 4 hours.
There's three local teams here, Carey.
Yeah, the Battlehawks, the Blues, and the Cardinals. What are you talking about? Oh, and City, I forgot. I'm sorry. You said 3 local teams, right? 4, Anthony. You meant 4. You meant 4.
You're right, I meant 4.
Yeah.
And Carey had 4 questions in the Gauntlet.
Oh.
All baseball today.
Yeah. Okay.
Jamie?
Oh, you better pack a lunch.
Here we go. Question number 1, and hang with me. In 2003, the Marlins won their second World Series title in franchise history. Florida defeated the Yankees despite hitting just 2 home runs in that fall classic. One came from Miguel Cabrera, while the other was belted by whom?
I want to say Edgar Renteria. I'm sure he's going to be on the list. Give me Edgar Renteria. Final answer.
Question 2. No third baseman in MLB history has more hits than Adrian Beltre. For how many teams did Beltre play for during his 21-year career?
I'm not going to take the options on that because it's going to be like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I ain't going to know either way. 3, final answer. 3, final answer.
Question number 3. Cardinals first base coach Stubby Clapp appeared in 23 games for the club back in 2001. What was Clapp's primary position?
Something feels like a second baseman. Catcher, no. Not a shortstop, not a first baseman, not a third. Second baseman, final answer. Jamie stares over me with his glasses and just peers down at me when I answer. No indication of if I'm right or wrong. And then he just turns.
That would be
very uncomfortable.
That'd be misleading, right?
All right, Carey. Question number 4. Name the team that plays its home games at Target Fields. Here's a hint. The Spark hosted the 2014 All-Star Game.
Why do I feel like that's Minnesota? I don't know. What? Give me the options.
The Seattle Mariners, the Minnesota Twins, the Colorado Rockies.
The damn Twins.
Final answer?
Final answer. I talked myself right out of that one. See how you look at me? You look at me in disgust.
I'm not disgusted at all. Trying to remain impartial
I
here.
shouldn't have took the options on that one.
All right, let's go over these. Ed versus Carey Davis today. Name the team that plays its home games at Target Field. Ed, you said the Twins. Carey, you said the Twins. Correct answer is?
Well, gentlemen, it's actually the Twins.
Both of you needed the options on that one. Both of you said, I think it's Minnesota. Give me the options. And then, Twins. We have a 1-1 tie. No third baseman in MLB history has more hits than Adrian Beltre. For how many teams did Beltre play for during his 21-year career? Ed, you said 3. Carey, you said 3. Correct answer is?
Well, he played for the Dodgers, the Mariners, the Rangers, and the Red Sox. It's 4.
It's
Marshall.
4.
That was dirty.
So we still have a 1-1 tie. In 2003, the Marlins won their second World Series title in franchise history. Florida defeated the Yankees despite hitting just 2 home runs in that fall classic. One came from Miguel Cabrera, while the other was belted by whom? Carey, without the options, you said Edgar Renteria. Ed, with the options, you said Alex Gonzalez. Correct answer is?
Alex Gonzalez.
It was Agon who hit the 12th inning walk-off home run in Game 4. No, I don't think he was on that team. I think
he was on a Cardinal, wasn't he?
Was he on 3 Cardinals? I thought he was a Red Sox.
He was a Marlin after he was a Cardinal, wasn't he not?
No. He was a Marlin first.
He was, that was 97, and then after 2004, we lost to the Boston Red Sox. He then joined the Red Sox.
He was a Cardinal in 03. Yep, you're right. So he was here through 04, and then with the Red Sox in 05, then the Braves, Tigers, Giants, Reds. All right. So Ed has a 2-1 lead over Carey Davis. Comes down to this. Cardinals first base coach Stubby Clapp appeared in 23 games for the club back in 2001. What was Clapp's primary position? Ed, you took the options. You went catcher. Carey, you did not take the options.
Bold move.
You went second base. Ed.
You have chosen poorly.
The answer was second base. Carey did not take the options, and that was the one he won on. And I'm so sorry.
So random.
He got you 3-2 today.
Yeah, it happens.
Oh, sorry, man.
Sorry, Ed.
Nice job. Thanks for
Carey knows his clap.
He knows his clap. That's right. Well said, Jamie. All right, Ed. Thanks for listening. Thanks for playing.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Take care.
See you, Ed.
Good job, buddy. See?
As soon as you said, he seems like a second baseman. I'm like,
Seems like a wow. It's like, wow, that's really pulling one out there.
I didn't know that. I would have thought the same way Ed did. I mean, bigger guy, bigger catcher. Nope. Second baseman.
Yeah.
Nice job, Carey.
Nailed it, buddy.
Thank you.
You thought the Target Field one got you, but it didn't.
I messed that one up.
Nice work, man. All right, so that's the Gauntlet here on 101 ESPN. Now we don't have a winning streak yet. We won a game yesterday.
We got 2.
We won a game today. If we win tomorrow, that's 3 in a row. That's called a winning streak. It has happened before.
Yes.
What should be the Cardinals' goal at the deadline besides, acquiring good players that make them better? Last year it was, let's acquire pitching prospects to restock the farm system. What's a realistic goal for this year at the deadline? That's next on 101 ESPN.
I think for the Cardinals, they're in the right division. If you're going to struggle the way they did out of the gate, you're in the right division. And you're probably got your eyes more on trying to win a division that's winnable, maybe. As far as the playoff scenario with the wild card, they're obviously much closer to that. There's a lot of teams in the mix for that. The Giants, on the other hand, are in a only position they're in is right now is to try and get a wild card. So with the way that Diamondbacks played last year, it does show a team that you have a chance if you get in. You could possibly run the table if you get hot at the right time. So I think they're both kind of stuck in neutral a little bit in ways, and they have a chance to kind of kick it into gear here before the All-Star break, and then who knows what trades they make.
You heard John Smoltz there. He was on with BK and Ferrario earlier in the day. And to summarize, if you just missed that, what Smoltz said was Cardinals are damn lucky to be in the NL Central.
Well, Anthony, he must have been listening to you because you've said that the division was putrid.
Pure hot garbage, I think I said.
Something like that.
Yeah.
No, it started with a P.
Yep.
Yeah, not great.
No, not at all.
So, yeah, Cardinals are fortunate to be in the Central Division. But, I mean, the way the Brewers are playing, I don't know that they're going to catch them.
Honestly, the two divisions kind of stack up similarly, honestly.
Neither.
The Brewers are 44-30. The Dodgers are 46-30. The Cardinals are 36-37. That's your second-place team. The Diamondbacks are 37-38. That's your second-place team in the West. The Pirates are 36-38. Padres are 38-40. Cubs are 36-39. Giants are 36-39. The only key difference is that the Reds have 9 more wins than the Rockies do.
Yeah, 2 of those came against the Cardinals.
That is it. Yeah.
Just want to remind you.
You do have 3 teams that have plus run differential in the NL West compared to only 2 in the NL Central. But I don't know. I think when you're looking at this, you're still benefiting because it's only one team you're chasing.
But we talk about the wild card and we're still in the wild card position for the Cardinals. Does that not concern you that all of those teams are stacked like right there? You're 1.5 games ahead of the third to last place team in the National League. Like it could literally change every single day depending on who's winning and who's losing.
Exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, not if you're a Cardinals fan. Are you excited about that? Like, this is going to be a big series for the Cardinals. I feel like I've said that before, but kind of is, because the Giants are, a game and a half game behind you?
I guess that is a good way to look at it, Carey. If you're looking at it from that standpoint of the bigger series wind up being the ones against the fellow National League wild card contenders. So the Diamondbacks, the Padres, the Pirates, now the Nationals, Cubs, Giants, Mets.
I'm not saying that you
Reds.
You don't. I'm not saying. Did the depression just hit you? Did it?
I just realized it's true, but I listed more than half the National League.
That's all the teams.
So here, can I say this again? Clearly, the biggest games coming up are those against the Diamondbacks, the Padres, the Pirates, the Nationals, the Cubs, the Giants, the Mets, the Reds. Those are the big ones.
That's everybody.
Yep, pretty much.
All right.
Yeah.
Good luck to those guys.
So what should the goal be at the deadline? I was thinking about this before. Last year, the goal, and I'm not saying add pitching or add talent or add offense. Like, great. All that stuff that's what you need. But last year, the goal was they need to add young pitching to this organization. And they did. I don't know if it's going to be good pitching. We'll find out. But the goal was you're not going to be even a wild card contender. You have to acquire young prospects, specifically pitching, to replenish what you have given up over the years in trades. Now, what should be the approach? I heard like BK and Ferrario, and T-Bone, they were talking about, or you can get Eric Fetty from the White Sox.
Does that move the needle?
It doesn't move the needle at all. And in fact, I think BK brought up 2 young pitchers that you have to give up. I'm not giving up 2 young pitchers. And maybe, and BK, if you're listening, and correct me if I was wrong here, but I think BK listed off like Graceffo and somebody else to get Fetty from Chicago. I'm not getting Fetty from Chicago and giving up 2 pitchers in the process. Get the hell out. I'm not acquiring mediocre talent and giving up young pitching in my organization.
And I think they were saying Fetty has one more year after this one, so essentially
he's a little more cost control.
But that's one more year. Like, it's not.
The guy's got like a career ERA of like 5 or something.
I think I don't know what they're going to do. I think it really depends on where they are come trade deadline. If they are still middling and still, at the top of the best of the worst right now is what they are. If they're still there, then you probably do make a trade that helps you and you are a buyer at the deadline and do something that will help you.
But on a short-term basis, right? Because you're
on a short-term basis, yeah.
Why give up anything that's going to hurt you in the future?
You shouldn't, because I don't know. I think that's the hardest question to answer. Even if you add something, is this team capable of winning a championship? Because that should be the ultimate goal, not, okay, we're going to do something that to solidify the fact that we win this second or third wild card. That's what we're going for, because we ain't going to win the division. We're too far back at that point.
Yep.
We're not going to win the division. We're going to do just enough to get us into the playoffs, and we'll see how it unfolds. And to give up something, a prospect or two for that, I don't know that that's a good decision. I think it would almost, it's similar to with the Blues where they were this year. Is it do you want to not make the playoffs, or do you want to make it because of what you can get in return? Get in return in terms of winning a championship, or not make it, trade some pieces, trade Pavel Buchnevich. What can you get for him if you're not going to be a playoff contending team?
Yeah, I see what you're saying based on where the teams are like in the standings.
Yeah.
But the difference for me is that the Blues don't have Arenado and Goldschmidt on their team.
So they have more that they can get in return.
But no, what I'm saying is that those guys... No, but those guys, if they decide to hang on to those guys, which they probably will if they're close like this, if it's a battle like this, you're not trading those guys away. Then I think that John Mozeliak feels a certain obligation to get this team into the playoffs, because you do have those guys, whereas the Blues currently don't have two Hall of Famers or potential Hall of Famers on their roster. So I think that the rosters were in different spots. It's easier for Army to just ride it out and say, hey, we're still building here. If John Mozeliak comes out of the deadline and stares out into the media and says, hey, we're just going to continue to be patient here, Arenado might come flying out of the room and hit him with a bat. Like, he might.
Probably miss.
He might.
Anthony.
Or not hit him that hard.
Oh, you guys.
Was Mo in scoring position at that point or not? Because then he's got nothing to worry about. Carey, your thoughts?
It's the most incredible thing you've ever said.
He might be.
You know what, Anthony? Take next week off.
Yeah, the whole week. Don't worry about it.
Just not Friday, because you're
on Friday.
You're off, right?
I'm off on Friday.
Yeah, I'll do that. Monday through Thursday. Thank you.
There's nothing left to say.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I'm lost. I don't know. I don't know what to say.
Is that harsh?
No, it's amazing.
That was
like, I'm so freaking proud of you.
Oh, my goodness.
You miss. You see, it's great position.
Is Mo standing on second or third base at the time? Because if not, he's fine.
That was worse than my Dylan Carlson comment the other day.
What'd you say about DC?
I said that Fredbird had been on the field more than he had.
Oh, wow.
You guys.
That's tough.
You guys are
terrible.
You guys are.
Marsh, that was rough. That was real rough, man. All right, let's do our Sports Six-Pack next. 314-399-9646. That's the Air Comfort Service text line. If you got any questions for us, send those there. We'll do it next.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Cardinals back in action tonight, taking on the San Francisco Giants at Rickwood Field in Birmingham, Alabama. Andre Palante will take the mound going up against Keaton Wynn. First pitch is at 6:15. If you have missed anything from today's show, including Anthony's funny jokes, Carey's funny jokes, Jamie almost dying a few times because of them, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free 101 mobile app. Just head to the podcast page. You'll find all of our shows and interviews there, and it's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. And obviously, if you want to see that visual, you can just head to YouTube, check out the YouTube page. Maybe chime in on the Snake Pit. We'd love to have you in there as well. We have our Sports Six-Pack coming up next. So if you have a question you want to send our way, do so using the Air Comfort Service text line 314-399-9646. Sports Six-Pack coming up next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is now.
It's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter, Andrew Marsh with your questions via the Air Comfort Service text line at 314-399-9646. Marsh, go.
Question number one.
All right, this first question comes from the 636. If City SC was playing like last year, the Cardinals would the Cardinals be losing more fans to them?
Probably.
I think the Cardinals are doing this to themselves. I don't know how much City might be pulling away some people.
City's still selling out every game.
Right. So. I think the Cardinals, this has been years in the making for the Cardinals. I remember talking about this about 5 or 6 years ago. If you continue to provide lackluster rosters, then people are going to stop showing up. The losing wasn't there yet, but you just got like one boring ass team after another boring team, and then now, coupled with last year, you lost. That is why I think But you started to see red seats toward the end of the year 5 years ago or so, and then I think it's like bumped up.
Yeah.
So that was in September. Then it was August, and now you're all the way up to June, and you're seeing a lot of empty seats.
I think people. Well, to answer that question, I think when people are deciding how they want to spend their money, they want to see something good. They want to spend it on something exciting. I think if City was winning, more games in the fashion that they did last year. I heard last year people, that too. Last year people were saying, I'd rather spend my money on a City game because they were playing so well than they did spending it on a Cardinals game. Mm-hmm. If you're gonna go downtown and you're gonna spend maybe $150 for you and your family, parking, food, tickets, you at least want to be entertained for that 2 hours, 2.5 hours, whatever the case may be. And right now, the Cardinals at times are not entertaining enough.
Are you not entertained?
It's not why you're here.
No. It's not why we're here.
Came to see some wins.
Score. Score more runs.
We had a text earlier that I wanted to bring up. Carey's been saying that I have recently been, sort of jumping on your bandwagon.
Proud of you.
Yeah, you're very proud of me.
Yeah.
The texter said that this all started once the Cardinals called off that game against the Cubs because of the rain.
True.
That's where my bitterness
you've been bitter ever since.
Started.
Even when you hear there's rain in the forecast, even though you're not going to the game,
it wasn't rain.
It takes you to a really bad spot.
Even if there was rain here in St. Louis and it was not raining in, let's say, like Flushing's, New York,
Yeah.
and the Cardinals were playing there, like I would still be upset.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Now, that was very specific. Was there any other?
No reason.
All right.
No reason at all.
How can they call off this game? I'm in Chesterfield. It's beautiful.
They're
playing the Mets on the road. That's why.
Question number 2.
All right. I'm in Fenton. It's clear here, too. Yep, they're still in New York.
From the 314, would like to hear Jamie's take specifically on this. The People's Insider, former Blue Jordan Schmaltz, just let everyone know yesterday that Ottawa is trying to move off of Jacob Chychrun before the draft. The interest from the Blues has always been there. Thoughts on acquiring the 26-year-old D-man?
2 years ago, I thought it was a great idea because he had a really team-friendly contract, and he had showed a lot of promise playing in Arizona. Really, he was a heck of a player. Since he's gone to Ottawa, it's tapered off, and I'm trying to pull up his contract status right now to see, what he's got left on his deal. Because at 26 years old, if you could have a Jacob Chychrun for, $4 or $5 million, you'd like that. And right now, see, this is the last year of his deal at 4.6. So, I'm good. Because then you're dealing with unrestricted free agency again. And, unless you can extend them, but what are you going to extend them at? Yeah, I don't know. I don't see it being something that Doug Armstrong would seriously consider. Plus, he'd have to move one of the left-handed shots that's technically in his way. So Letty or Krug would have to be moved, and we've gone through that whole thing over and over again about the no trade clauses. I just don't see that being a thing.
Question number 3.
The 314 says, love the People's Insider. Also wants to know Carey's thoughts on the Caruso trade to the Thunder. The 314 thinks he's a perfect ad for that team.
I agree. I mean, a veteran guy that can knock down a shot when need be and can play really good defense is going to help that young team. They are, that team. The thing I loved about watching the Thunder last year, I don't know if you got to watch many games, but after their games, post-game, it would be 4 or 5 guys with the guy getting interviewed. It was just like they all were on one accord. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander going to be an MVP probably in this league sooner rather than later because he's been outstanding. So I think adding a veteran like that, a guy that can play defense, a 3-and-D guy is what every team needs, and Alex Caruso brings that. He also brings a level of toughness that younger teams always can have, when they have superstar players. So getting him on that roster is going to help them out a lot.
Question number 4.
This one comes from Grant Francis Fan Club. Last segment, you said the Cards are in better position than the Blues to push for the playoffs. My question is, what have the Cards stars done to show they're more likely than the Blues to pull a playoff upset?
Nothing, and that's why you're in this spot right now. Unfortunately, if Arenado and Goldie were playing the way they were 2 years ago, you'd be running away with the division, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think you're
certainly
right.
in first place in your division, and we wouldn't be having these conversations about mediocre team. You'd be well over 500, so Carey would be happy.
Well, and I would be.
You would be happy. So really, the problem with these two guys is that they're right in the heart of the order. They're 3-4, 3-4-5, depending on wherever you're putting them in that. That's where your boppers have to be.
Sure,
and they're not boppers this year. I don't know what's happened to Arenado's power. You wonder what's going on there. Is Father Time catching up? Did he do something different? The swing looks the same. Mm-hmm. It really does, but maybe that's the problem. Maybe he had power before, just raw power from being youthful, and it outweighed maybe some of the mechanics of his swing. I don't know. I'm not smart enough looking at a swing.
Yes, you are.
Jamie, you know how to fix that.
Mentality.
No question.
Yeah. 2 locations.
Yeah, and one convenient location out in Chesterfield for him, too.
Absolutely, yeah.
Just has to say that Anthony and Jamie sent him in.
Mm-hmm. He is out in South County. He's
be thrilled to
mention my name?
Yeah.
Well, both of us.
But back to the question, it's the main source of their problems right now. We just saw their offense, runners in scoring position, is historically bad, and I don't know how you fix it.
With those guys playing a heck of a lot better, producing a heck of a lot better.
Yeah, but I don't know how you fix them.
Well, you can get rid of them.
You could.
What?
You could.
If you got something significant, of course.
They are not trading them.
Not sure how many people are lining up for an underproducing Goldie at 37 years old.
They're not trading them.
Yeah, nobody.
Goldie's going to resign here.
For what?
Baseball.
To play baseball. First base. Yep.
You really believe that?
I do.
You're probably not wrong.
We've seen this.
Oh, man.
I don't like it.
I would have expected them to extend him already. That's why I'm confused. That's a Mo thing. He would have extended him in spring training.
I wonder if he tried and he just got lucky.
Maybe.
Goldie was like, let's wait. And Mo's like, are you sure? And good Goldie's like, yeah, no, let's hold off. What's the rush? And then his play dipped, and Mo was like, well, I don't know.
He didn't try to call Mo, and Mo sent him to voicemail.
Yeah.
We'll talk after the season.
Yeah. I just had a really wild thought.
Oh.
What if the Cardinals are actually, and you just said Mo maybe try to offer him an extension. Maybe he didn't, and the reason why they brought these older veterans in to help the rotation, they brought the veterans in to help the bench, is because they're just waiting for Goldschmidt to get off the books, maybe waiting now for Arenado to get off the books, to where then they can help these young players essentially find their footing, and then in a few years they can really compete.
That's cute.
Thoughts on that?
Why couldn't Goldie and Arenado do that?
Well, Arenado still got 4 years, I think.
All right.
So, I mean, that's a long-term plan.
Yeah. Marsh, not a bad thought, certainly.
I'm just spitballing here.
Yeah.
Trying to make this crap sandwich less crappy.
Sure.
You know?
You're trying to make chicken doo-doo or chicken salad out of chicken doo-doo.
For sure.
Yeah. Keep trying.
I don't think that works.
No?
Never tried it.
Yeah, I don't think it does either.
Question number 5.
All right, a little behind the curtain here. We got a question from the 618. Why do you guys wear headphones in the studio? Is it to hear each other? And can you hear yourselves?
So for me, it's to hear myself. And I never understood, like, obviously we're hearing each other too. And plus, when there's audio, we don't hear it over the loudspeaker. So anything that is pumped out to you in your car or your computer, whatever, Alexa, if that's pumped through, we can't hear it in our headphone. We can't hear it on like the loudspeaker here. We have to have our headphones in. We can hear each other. We can hear ourselves. But I never understood why singers always had the headphone in, right? Like, you'd see singers and they'll adjust their headphones to make sure that they can hear themselves. For me, it's a volume thing. Like, it feels weird to not have headphones in. Like, I need to hear my voice to see how I'm projecting and things like that. I never thought of that.
Yeah.
I never thought that was important, but.
And another thing, too, that it does is, for me, having them in my ears are hyper focusing on all of the voices and stuff, where if you don't have them in and you don't have that kickback of noise, you don't, like, you could be talking over each other, or your volume isn't the same as like Carey's, or like it's a different feel. When I first came in here to do radio, I remember coming in without headphones, and you were like, put them on. I put them on. I was like, okay, now I see why they wear these things. It just makes a big difference as far as being like dialed in, and you can hear all the stuff too, like you said.
I wear one, like even when I had before my Beats broke, you all saw how broke they were. I always had one over one ear and one off. I think it just allows me to hear myself. Like, I can hear myself obviously in the headphone, but be able to hear myself, like you said, so I'm not talking too loud or over talking or talking while someone else is talking. And that's why I do it. I only need one.
BT used to do that too.
He was a one ear.
He was the one, and I think BK maybe too. He does the one ear.
Yeah,
for me, I don't. That jacks me up.
we just
do the same thing. It jacks me up.
Because I hear really good over here, and then I'm like, I have problems focusing anyway.
If I put both in, it's like I can't hear. I like it. It's almost too loud. Like, I feel like I'm talking louder now.
Yeah.
Your volume didn't change.
Your volume didn't change.
It sounds louder to me.
Yeah.
No.
Much louder.
The other thing, too, like for us, we can communicate with Marsh. So, for example, I just talked to Marsh.
Anthony.
Yeah.
That was good. I mean, I'm sure people driving around got the effect.
Exactly. Yeah.
Those watching could see it, though.
If you're watching the snake pit, you'll see, you might see me talking without actually hearing my voice, and I'm talking to Marsh or Ryder.
Yeah, or yourself.
That's
or
the
myself.
cool thing about, these Air Alliance team studio cams is that when you see us, sometimes I'm giving like hand signals to you guys where the listeners who's driving down the road, you can't really see that.
Right. You get the whole experience when you're in the snake pit.
Sure do.
Including Jamie's hand signals, which sometimes are not appropriate.
You should keep them to us.
Not true.
Yeah.
Question number 6.
From the 618, do you guys think Lance Lynn's role could change with the Cardinals coming up with the deadline coming up?
Let's talk about it next on 101 ESPN. It's a fast line on 101 ESPN. Could Lance Lynn's role with the Cardinals change at the trade deadline? I think there's a couple of different factors here. One, is Steven Matz in the rotation? Is he healthy? Is he pitching well? Because I don't think Lance Lynn's role changes at the deadline if that fifth spot is still what it is right now, which is toggling between okay to an utter mess. What do you guys think?
For me, it all depends on where the Cardinals are come trade deadline time. If they're falling out of the wild card, status quo. If they have a firm grip on the second wild card or third wild card, or they're in a bit of a race, I don't know, man. If I'm Mo, maybe I'm going to get 2 starters. Lance Lynn is the confidence meter is not high on Lance Lynn.
You're confident?
I don't think anybody's, to be honest.
He's confident.
Maybe not.
Shouldn't be.
We don't know. But I'm serious. Like, yeah, I am again. Poor guys.
Oh, yeah, I'm picking on him.
But if you're really evaluating this team and you're trying, which is, debatable, then you guys, you gotta move them out, man. Trade them or move them to the bullpen. That's if you're seriously trying to win
and improve your rotation. I completely agree.
Yeah,
I do.
Because if you just rely upon Gibson, Michaelis, and Sonny Gray, like we saw last game, Kyle Gibson is back locked up on him. Apparently, it's a problem, by the way, because that's why Ivan Herrera's not playing today. He walked into the stadium, his back locked up. What is going on with this?
We're trying to get out of the lineup.
Well, I guess.
I shouldn't say that. Gibby's a warrior.
Gibby wants to play tonight. He said he's going to bulldog his way in, even if it's from the bullpen.
Nice.
But I think Lance Lynn, unless he improves between now and the deadline, like he's got to either be a throw-in on a trade somewhere or relegated to the bullpen.
Let me ask you guys this. Okay, go ahead, Carey.
No, I was going to say nothing. Nothing happens. He's going to go out there every 5th day. When you signed him, this is what you knew. He led the league in home runs allowed last year. He was up, I think, top 5 in hits allowed last year. This is what you saw from him last year. This is not something new. Mm-hmm. So this was the expectation. You were hoping it would be better, but if it's not, you expected that this could be it. And so you don't do anything. You signed him to the contract. He's going to play every 5th day. He's going to go out there and start every 5th day. And that's what you got. Mm-hmm. Because trading him, if you don't want him, this is always the interesting part about trades. If you don't want him, if you're trying to move him, who wants him, right? Who's going to sign up for that every 5th day if it's not good enough for you? If you don't think it's good enough, why would someone else want it?
Yeah.
So I think it's I think he's going to be in your rotation. He's not going to the bullpen. You don't even right now you don't have enough to you barely got 5 starters.
No, right now, yeah, you're right.
So even when Steven Matz comes back, see the face you just made at me, Jamie?
That's why I said you need to go get 2.
And Lance Lynn will still be here as 1.
All right, let me ask you guys a hypothetical. Marsh, I want you to play with this too. Just a hypothetical. Would you rather have the Cardinals acquire 1 starter at the deadline, but that starter at the deadline is like at upside of a 2, but probably a 3, or they acquire 2 starters, but their upside is only a 4?
No, the 1.
One.
Yeah, the one that's upside is like a 2 for sure.
That's where I'm at, right?
Yes.
And I'm not saying they acquire 2, but let's just say even if it's a 3, do you feel that way?
Yeah, I do.
Same. Yeah. So Lance Lynn then would be either 5th or okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, because then if you do make it to October,
you only need 4.
Yeah, and you would have to bank on Miles Michaelis pitching the way that we expect him to pitch. So. Otherwise, then you just have 2 guys.
Marsh, let me ask you this. Do you still expect Steven Matz to pitch?
When?
Exactly. That's my point.
I'm sure he'll pitch at some point.
You expect him to pitch?
Yeah, I expect him to pitch.
For how long?
I have no idea.
About an inning or so? Because his track record right now for the Cardinals has been throw about 13 or so innings and then go right back to that IL.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could come back in let's say he comes back in July or August, right? Or maybe not, maybe even sooner. Who knows? But, yeah, I think he'll go for maybe a couple weeks. He'll probably be your best pitcher.
Right.
And then
IL.
Yeah.
And then IL time.
Yeah.
All right, good. Glad we got that cleared up. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Why are teams following the bare minimum blueprint in sports? We'll explain what that is next on 101 ESPN. Teams following the bare minimum blueprint to help get an understanding of where we're going with on this segment. Here's John Smoltz from earlier with BK and Ferrario.
When you have examples so recently of the Arizona Diamondbacks doing what they did, a lot of organizations are going to try to convince their fan base that we can do it. Now, here's what I don't like. Everybody's assessing their situation on whether they think they're good enough. And we've seen franchises go the wrong way when they're in the playoff hunt, and that's got to be frustrating to your fan base because they may convince themselves that we're not ready and why forego or add when we just sit put. Now, there's some notorious organizations that need to change, i.e. the Pittsburgh Pirates, in my mind, they need to change their philosophy. They can't keep subtracting. They got to add. And baseball's better when they're relevant. And they've got two young arms, and they got a pitching staff that would be awfully scary if they got in the postseason. So historically, the Cardinals are never in that spot. They're always in a spot to look and navigate. What happened last year is so confusing to so many people in St. Louis because they're not used to it. So they're a rich organization that are going to have some major decisions to make come the trade deadline based on where they're at.
So that's what we're talking about, bare minimum. We're basically describing some of the teams in Major League Baseball that just sit back, just wait to see, if they're in it or not, and then they just kind of do the bare minimum to keep things moving. Yeah, the Cardinals probably fall into that category, but here's the crux, right? Like here's where things get a little interesting. The Brewers would also fall into that category, no? Because we can say the Cardinals just do the bare minimum. They actually do more from a roster standpoint, salary-wise, than the Brewers. But the Brewers are in first place and have been, and the Cardinals have not.
Yeah, so, they must do a better job then.
Right. So is it about doing? So to me, it's what's the bare minimum? Because as a fan base, we get so upset when our team doesn't spend big on a player, a free agent, or doesn't go for it at the deadline. But there are teams that have not spent, have not made big deals, and have still won the division. Now, the Brewers have been absolute garbage in the postseason. I mean, terrible. Absolute trash in the postseason. Mm-hmm. So there's that component, too. Mm-hmm. But how would you describe doing the bare minimum? Because I don't know if the Cardinals have done the bare minimum, comparatively speaking.
No, they really haven't, but they certainly have not gone above and beyond.
That'll give you.
Like, this offseason, Sonny Gray was a great addition. Mm-hmm. I thought it was fantastic. Then adding one of Lance Lynn or Kyle Gibson, I thought that was a good move. Signing them both, and then that's it. I was like, yeah. Like, it's not the bare minimum because he went and got Sonny Gray, who was in the Cy Young voting last year. Like, it's a heck of an acquisition. Mm-hmm. But then after that, it was kind of, the bare minimum.
Right.
So
that's why I keep bringing up risk averse.
Yeah. Well, that's exactly where it applies.
Did they get 3 starters, to your point?
They said they would.
They got 3 starters.
Mo said he was going to get 3. Then he said he's going to get 2. And then he ultimately got 3. Mm-hmm. So in Mo's eyes, he's like,
I did my job.
I
got my guy.
Check.
Right. You signed 2 guys. 2 of the 3 have 0 upside. Kyle Gibson's been great for you. He's been great for you. I'm not
I feel
slamming Kyle.
Dirty talking negatively about Kyle Gibson.
I'm not slamming Kyle Gibson. But when you signed Kyle Gibson, you knew ultimately what the upside was. Mm-hmm. Carey, less than 10 minutes ago, you said perfectly, this is what you signed in Lance Lynn. We can sit here and expect more,
right?
But Lance Lynn has been who he is. He is 4-5 innings, 1 bad inning. He'll kind of give you a chance to win. That's who he is. That's who you signed. There was no upside there.
Right.
Sonny Gray, a little different. Like you said, Sonny Gray, different category. You actually, you spend some good money. You didn't go over. You didn't break the purse strings there.
No.
But you signed a really good pitcher coming off a really good year. He's got a good track record, all of that. So Sonny Gray, nice job.
He's been good.
But the 2 other pitchers, okay, did you do the bare minimum? No, not really. But you didn't take any risk. You didn't roll the dice.
Mo might say differently.
I was going to say
they might say 2 older piters like that is a big risk.
Oh no, I wasn't going to say that.
He might.
And you know what I said? You know what I'd say to you? You know what I'd say to you, Mo? You would. You would say it that way.
I think that Mo felt like these 3 pitchers could help the roster, could help the staff, and in fairness, we talk a lot about last year. It couldn't have been much worse.
Well, there you go, Carey.
And I think that's
a burning trash can. If you put that up on the mound, would have been better than 3/4 of your pitchers a year ago.
Maybe,
and that's a fact.
I don't know if that's a fact. I have the burning trash can going to throw a pitch.
Right,
can't get it to the plate.
Exactly. Hey, the Houston Astros would say that the trash can is very helpful in a Major League Baseball game.
That's a different way that they were using it, though. They didn't. They were just banging.
Marsh is right. Thank you, Marsh.
They were banging on the.
Carey, continue.
Well, he wasn't a pitcher. He was more so a veteran leader within the dugout.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
good call.
That's a different type of trash can. But yeah, I think I think Mo went and did what he felt would make this team better. You lose 91 games last year, and now you're on the pace to not lose 91 games. Maybe you lose 82. I don't know. Like you're better than you were last year. So you can say that I did my job. For Cardinal fans, it's not enough because just not winning 90 plus games is you're expected to win 90, 92, 93, 94 games. That's the expectation. And coupled with that, to be leading the division, not 7 games back.
Yeah.
Like I don't know when we got to a place where we say in St. Louis, oh, we're in the wild card. That's not St. Louis Cardinals baseball. Like it's not. I talk a lot about the Pittsburgh Steelers because people, well, what about Pittsburgh? It's not good enough in Pittsburgh either. When the expectation is championships, that's the damn expectation. It's not to be 9-8 and get in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's why people wanted to fire Mike Tomlin, and he got an extension. That's why making it to the playoffs is anything can happen. Usually it don't. Usually,
when your roster is average, you're going to get an average product in the postseason.
You're going to get in and be kicked right out.
Yeah.
And so I think that's the frustration for Cardinal fans is watching this team for the last few years not have sustainable success, not only during the season, but in the playoffs.
I'm with that. So we all have multiple kids, right? Carey, you have multiple kids. Jamie, you have multiple kids. I have multiple kids. We don't have to name names, okay? But there's always at least one of your children that when given a task, along with their brothers and or sisters, they do the task. But ultimately, you're furious.
You got to go back behind them and finish said task.
Or it's like,
come back and finish this task.
It's Mother's Day. Let's all do Mother's Day cards. And they all sit around and they all have their crayons and their markers and things like that. There's always one of them that slides the card over to you and it's got a stick figure, not even 2 stick figures, just 1 stick figure, doesn't say their name. Jamie, you're picturing exactly which kid it is. And so am I,
well,
and so are you.
One of those pictures was just made on Father's Day. Has anybody seen my Facebook post? You'll know which one it is.
So what I'm saying is, did Mo draw the stick figure this off? Yes, he did. He even put his name on it. But comparatively speaking, he didn't really take many risks there. Didn't go out of his way. You know?
No, he didn't. I mean, he really didn't. Now
he completed the task.
Can Mo ultimately see the future and see that Steven Matz is going to be injured again? I know the NBA. Well, he should because he never. I understand that. But he was hoping and expecting Steven Matz to be able to perform. He also was probably expecting Nolan Arenado and Paul Goldschmidt to have a bigger impact on this team than they have this year.
Yeah.
So, in fairness, it certainly wasn't the bare minimum if you couple what he did along with what he thought he had.
Yeah, true.
It wasn't like crazy. It's not like, wow, that was amazing. No, but it wasn't like bare minimum.
Yeah, it just was, the effort was okay.
It's fine.
Yeah.
So are we Jamie and I guess are we saying that the pitching is exactly what we thought?
I think the pitching's better than what I thought.
Your 2 main hitters, your 2 main guys, not performing at the level that's good enough.
Correct.
Couple and add the injury to Wilson Contreras. I think that has, they've closed some distance in their record. They were, I think, 6 or 7 games under 500. Now they're just 1.
Right.
But not having those guys perform at the level required.
if he comes back, if Willis Contreras comes back and hits like he was, and you have him in the middle of the lineup, you're going to see better production because you're getting you're getting below average production out of two of your most important pieces in the lineup. That's just to simplify all of this. The two guys that are hitting consistently in your lineup have been below average offensively.
And they're in the heart of your order.
You also
somebody might say they shouldn't be.
Well, if you do, then you get yelled at.
Oh, yeah.
So you can do that, Carey. You're just going to get yelled at.
That's not good.
And made to feel like an idiot, even though you're bringing up a great point. You also have some of the ancillary pieces that from an offensive production standpoint, have been horrendous.
Mm-hmm.
So you have like 3 or 4 guys offensively who have been horrendous at the bottom of your order. So you have your two main guys underproduced. They haven't been horrible. They're just below average. Right. And then you sprinkle in some guys that, as I mentioned yesterday, if you rolled up the bat and just left it there, you'd get the same production out of it.
That's not.
This is how you get to where you are right now.
It's a good visual.
Offensively.
Yeah. That and the trash can on the mound.
I should have said you could put like one of those arms on it.
Pitching arms?
Yeah.
No, the waving
machine?
one?
Yeah.
Like the characters at the amusement park?
Right. I guarantee you that guy's going more than 4 innings. At the very least, he's
a pitch to contact guy.
He's a pitch to contact guy. Supposed to have good defense. All right. Sports for Dummies. How to keep receivers happy. The GOAT will tell you next on 101 ESPN.
You are not going to believe the offer going on over at Diamonds Direct right now. For the first time, when you purchase a natural diamond engagement ring, they are going to give you a free natural tennis bracelet. That is crazy. So if you've been thinking about popping the question, there is no better time than right now to do it, because you'll get that perfect ring that she's going to love, that she's going to cherish, and you're going to get a gorgeous wedding gift this June from Diamonds Direct. And a tennis bracelet is the perfect gift. Now, it could be a wedding gift. You could save it for an anniversary, a birthday, any special occasion. I know my wife absolutely loves hers. She's got a little tennis band. She loves it. She wears it all the time. And that special somebody in your life will love it as well. Get into Diamonds Direct. They have the best quality, the best pricing, and an incredible deal like this. Buy that diamond engagement ring and get that free natural tennis bracelet over at Diamonds Direct. Go to diamondsdirect.com and check them out in the showroom at Olive and 270 at City Place. It's Diamonds Direct.
Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter. Colin Cowherd had Tom Brady on, the Herd, and Tom Brady was talking about how to keep wide receivers happy. This is a longer cut, but it's worth every second.
Tremendous breakdown.
Here's the GOAT, Tom Brady.
You always felt like you had to do something to get them the ball. And if they hadn't touched the ball in practice, I'd make sure, oh, God, hey, I got to get so-and-so ball because I want him to keep running hard. And I want him to be ready for when the ball does come. And, you see it a lot in NFL games. I want to see the best players touch the ball early so they can break a sweat. They can get into the flow of the game. And good coaches do that. When you script plays at the beginning of the game, you're saying, okay, you're the Niners coach. I'm going to make sure McCaffrey touches it either first or second in the game. I want to make sure Deebo Samuel touches it first or second in the game. I'm going to throw it to him quick. Somehow I know the ball is going to be in his hands so he can do something with it. I want to get him into the flow. So we would always try to script so that everybody would feel like they were in the flow of the game. The last thing you want is your number one receiver to go 2.5 quarters into a game and not see a ball to get one target, because he's going to get discouraged. He's got to go out there. He's got to break the huddle. He's got to run out 25 yards to his alignment. He's got to run down the field as fast as he can, try to get open. He's got to run back to the huddle. It's a lot of effort that he's putting into not getting the ball. And I think when you can reward that guy early in the game and figure out, okay, where is he at? How do I get him the ball? And there's certain guys that are really easy to get the ball to. Certainly the guys that line up closer to the ball, the tight ends and the slot receivers, there's way more route options for them. It's way easier to get them the ball because they can go to basically every part of the field. Whereas that perimeter receiver, he's got the sideline to deal with. He really can't break out. If he breaks out, he's got 5 or 6 yards to deal with. A receiver at the tight end position or in the slot, when he breaks out, he's got 18 yards to deal with. So you have much more space to get him actually the ball. So, it wasn't hard to get Welker the ball. It wasn't hard to get Edelman the ball. It wasn't hard to get Gronkowski the ball. It was hard to get a perimeter receiver the ball. If they decide that they want to take a perimeter receiver out of the game,
roll out coverage.
You just roll the coverage to him. You play cover 2. You jam him at the line of scrimmage with someone over the top, and it's very, very difficult to get that guy the ball. But that also gives up a lot of other things. And you've got to be able to take advantage of those things. And that number one receiver has to understand, okay, they're making a concerted effort to take me away. Therefore, my other teammates have to produce when they're playing these coverages.
So in other words, wide receivers are kind of crybabies, and you got to make sure that they're happy early on, and then you get them involved.
But he said something there at the very beginning that I've said before about hockey players.
Yeah.
He said, you get your guys the ball early. They feel good about themselves.
Get them their
sweat.
cookies.
Yeah, and I said the same thing about good hockey players. You get them their little cookies, get them a goal or an assist early. All of a sudden, it changes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that was a perfect breakdown of a wide receiver's mentality from an elite quarterback, a Hall of Fame quarterback, understanding that this is my playmaker. They're out there for a reason. They're out there. They're paid a lot of money not to just run routes downfield and take up space. It's to get the ball in their hands and allow them to be the game changers that they are. And if you're a smart quarterback, you do want to get your playmakers the ball as quickly and as often as possible because I would tell my quarterbacks all the time, as young quarterbacks when I'm coaching high school, they all think, I got to throw the ball down 60 yards to get a 60-yard touchdown. I say, hey, man, you can throw a 5-yard hitch. He can run it 55 yards, and then it's 60, and then in the paper it says you threw a 60-yard touchdown.
We call that the Justin Fields.
It's good. It's still a 60. No, we don't call it that. We call it a touchdown. Yeah, that's out of that. We call it a touchdown.
Jamie.
Regardless of where it's thrown, get the guy the ball quickly. And I think Tom Brady is breaking that down perfectly, making it make sense for anybody that's listening.
What I also liked about what he said there is he's recognizing the effort that his teammates are giving. He's like, he's running hard. He's running routes. I got to reward him. Like, I got to find a way. Like, got to keep him inspired to keep doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really good inside information from one of the greatest players ever in the NFL. And you see that little glimpse right there shows me why his teammates liked him so much. Any teammate he's ever had has had nothing but great things to say about him. And that right there is an example of him recognizing that his highly skilled position guys need to get touches, even in practice, recognizing I got to get them to touch the ball. Got to get them the ball to keep them engaged. But at the end, too, he also explains about they also have to realize that if the game plan is to take them out of the game, then they expect their other teammates to come up with plays. So you know that that's a discussion that Tom has had with somebody before.
Yeah.
I can't get the ball. They're double covering me.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's
and we're up by 3 touchdowns because of that.
Right. Because of your greatness, you have allowed everyone else to get open and make plays because they're going to roll that coverage to you. They're going to take you out of the game. And like you said, it's easier when you got a Randy Moss. Randy Moss was exceptional because of his speed. He could run past anyone at any time. And if you could get it there, he was probably going to be down there to score a touchdown. But when you don't have that caliber of speed and you got guys rolling coverage, to have those slot receivers, those tight ends, it makes your life. They often say a quarterback's best friend is a good tight end, like because it's over the middle.
Naturally.
Good tight end. It's over the middle. He's going to be able to break in or out and impact the middle of the field. And so that's right in your viewpoint. You're going to be able to see that as opposed to seeing what's going on outside much easier.
I also think this breakdown shows us why Fox decided to roll with Tom Brady. I feel like he has some unbelievable insight to the game, and I think all of us viewers are going to really enjoy what he has to bring to the telecast.
And the one thing that's going to be interesting to see is how he evolves. And the reason I say that is because that was a great breakdown there. That took him 2 minutes, though.
Right.
He doesn't have 2 minutes in a game.
He's got 8 seconds.
He's got a little bit more. He's got a little bit more time than, like, in hockey. It's tough. Like, you got to get in, get out. Sometimes saying little is even better because the play is telling the story. But in football, with the stoppages that you have, Tom Brady's going to have to throw GOAT stuff like that in a very small window.
Yeah.
Because he can explain the hell out of it over 2 minutes, but can he do it quickly? I think he will. Like, I'm not doubting him. I'm just saying it's a different animal. And Carey, you know, you've done that.
Yeah. I mean, I did sideline, which is so much more quicker. It's similar to like being on that sideline. You got 8 seconds, maybe. Between the plays to get in and get out. So, yeah, there is, I guess there's going to be a learning curve for that, just learning how to do it and be in a timely manner and not step over, the play-by-play guy's call as he's trying to inform the audience what exactly is going on. But he'll figure it out. And I think that was a great breakdown and great insight into, like, even the things I didn't think about from a receiver standpoint, breaking the huddle and running 25 yards out to the top of the numbers and then running a 12-yard post and then coming back, didn't get the ball, line up, huddle, go again.
Right.
Now I got to run a post corner and not come back. Now you got me running an 18-yard comeback. I haven't gotten the ball yet, and I ran 100 yards.
Yeah.
What the hell are we doing? I didn't realize that because I break the huddle. I'm lined up. I'm already right there. Right. I don't move.
Yeah, that's true.
I go 2 feet to the left or 2 feet to the right. Like, I'm right there. But as a receiver, sprinting out of the huddle, get to the numbers, run your route, then get the ball. Damn, I got to do it again and come back and do it again. That can be frustrating. So you want to get those guys their touches as quickly as possible.
And I wonder if Tom Brady figured that out on his own or if good offensive coordinators or Bill Belichick or whatever helped him through that.
If a receiver
or good veteran, even a veteran player.
Hey, man, I run every damn play.
Yeah.
Because they tell you, sprint out of the huddle, break the huddle, sprint. That's a run.
Right.
Get there. I got to run again. And,
if you slack in your route, the defensive backs are going to be like, you ain't getting the ball.
Correct.
The ball's not coming to you.
Your route is lazy, so I can jump. I can maybe jump if I'm playing zone, I can jump the underneath route.
100%.
Yeah, that's great stuff. But, Marsh, you're right. I mean, you noticed that in just a minute of his time in the UFL championship game. You're like, man, this guy's going to be good. And it's interesting. So many networks, ESPN included, they try to find that former athlete that's going to bring you into the game. Fox has actually got it though. Like, Fox has Tom Brady, who's willing to do it. There's so many athletes, I've said this before, where they don't want to hurt the relationships that they still have with the players or coaches in the leagues. They don't really say much. They walk around, and then it's like, dude, you're making how much to say nothing? To say absolutely nothing? But Fox has somebody in Brady that seemingly willing to talk. He's going to make his money. And the dude wants to be great. Like, he'll be the best NFL analyst ever now.
Yeah, he's got such a high compete level in him. And
he
he's a smart
only knows
guy,
one speed.
Man. He's a smart guy, and he played quarterback maybe the toughest position to know everything that's going on. He'll be able to process that and communicate to us.
But how many other former quarterbacks step in there and you're like, wow, how did you make it?
Well, there's, yes.
At all.
For sure.
You know? Who
We
you
got
think?
time for about 5 more plays, Jim.
That's what I say, March. Who are you thinking of? All right, it's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. We got Beat the Streak. Biggest question of the day next.
Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter back with you here. Joined by our good buddy Stewie from Stewart's American Mortgage Corporation. And Stewie, one thing that we know and we talk about it all the time is just how much you love helping out 101 ESPN listeners. And I know you got another great story for us.
Well, I do have a great story. Normally on these spots, we go ahead and talk about situations or what the Federal Reserve is going to do. Today, I just want to congratulate Cam and Tom for buying the house. They worked so hard. It was a difficult challenge loan. They're wonderful people, the greatest people who are appreciative, worked hard. They bought the house of their dreams. They heard us at ESPN, and they got the house of dreams. So thank you so much. Enjoy the house. We'll hear from you. When rates go down, we'll refinance you for free as we would everybody else. But we are appreciative of everything that you did with us, and we're so happy to have gotten you the home.
And Stewie, you had called Jamie and I personally to say, hey, listen, they heard you guys talking about it on 101 ESPN. And Stewie, I told you, when we had our conversation, this is why we want to spread the message, because you can help people. You help people realize their dream is within their reach. You can save them a ton of money over the course of their loan. And Jamie and I are proud as heck to back you on this, because we've seen it in person. So if you want to be the next client that saves a ton of money, that gets, pre-approved and closed within 2 weeks, less than sometimes, then you got to pick up the phone and call Stewie at 314-324-4440.
Again, 314-324-4440.
Or you can always Google the Bagel Loan. Stewie, keep up the great work.
Have a great night, guys.
NMLS number 226715.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a SportsCenter update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals will take on the San Francisco Giants tonight at Rickwood Field. First pitch is at 6:15. Andre Palante taking the mound, going up against Keaton Wynn. Nolan Arenado will not be in tonight's lineup. We've talked about your St. Louis Cardinals throughout the show. If you've missed anything from today's show, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free 101 mobile app. Just head to the podcast page and you'll find all of our interviews and full shows there. And it's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. We have Beat the Streak and Biggest Question of the Day coming up next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the SportsCenter update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Strap yourself in.
We're going streaking!
I want to hit baseballs.
All of my successes depend on me.
You ready to hit?
The hits just keep on coming.
And his first big league hit is a bullet up the middle.
Time to play Beat the Streak here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Brian is back for the second day. Nice job, Brian. How are you?
Well, thank you. Doing good. How are you guys doing?
We're doing great today, man. We're doing great. Thanks for asking.
Doing great.
All right, Marsh, what's the latest streaks?
Man, Carey has a streak of 10.
Oh!
Carey is on a roll right now thanks to Jazz Chisholm.
Wait, I thought you had 10 the other day. Aren't you 11?
11.
Yeah.
Maybe it is 11. Let me count real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It is 11.
Yeah.
Carey, I'm sorry he did that to you.
Nah, it's okay.
I don't understand why you would do that, but
come on.
Marsh, nice job.
He did. Anthony, you're actually back to 0, so how about that?
Am I?
No, you have 2.
Yes.
I have 2. Jamie has 1, and Brian also has 1.
All right, Carey, leader in the clubhouse.
Well,
Carey, I'm going to root for you for one or two more nights.
Yours was 13, right?
Yeah, mine was 13, so I'm going to need you to stop after maybe tonight.
Give me Mason Wynn. I picked him to hit a home run. If he hits a home run, that means he has a hit. So,
wow, it's a great
call. Yeah.
Mason Wynn.
I'm going to take Elliot Ramos from the San Francisco Giants.
I'm taking Matt Chapman from the San Francisco Giants.
All right.
Traitors.
Is it me?
Yep.
We're traitors. Carey, you dog on him all day. And then it's like, I'll take Mason Wynn. Thank you.
I dog on him?
Yeah.
Just me, huh?
Mm-hmm. Just you.
I'm going to double down. Nolan Gorman, please.
Nolan Gorman. All right, Brian, who do you got?
Wow, okay. I didn't know I was going to have my options. But I was thinking Burley. So go ahead and give me Burley.
There you go. Alec Burleson is all yours. All right, Brian, good luck to you, man. Enjoy the game tonight.
All right, thanks, and hope you guys have a good weekend because they don't have a game tomorrow, and I hope I talk to you guys Monday.
There you go.
All right,
Sounds good.
go.
Excellent. Thanks, Brian.
All right, talk to you guys later.
All right, we'll see you. All right, so let's beat the streak. Marsh took Matt Chapman. I took Elliot Ramos. Carey took Mason Wynn. Jamie doubled down with his guy, whoever he took. And then Alec Burleson was Brian's.
Nolan Gorman.
No respect.
This guy.
I like Nolan Gorman.
No, you don't.
He
like
loves
him. That's
Nolan
fine.
Gorman.
I hope you continue to not like him.
Let's get to the biggest question of the day.
Yeah. It's time for the Fast Lane's biggest question of the day.
All right, earlier we were talking about Mason Wynn and potentially being an all-star. Carey thinks he could be the starter for the National League at shortstop. And we've talked about Mason Wynn perhaps not being at the very top when it comes to the all-star voting. We got a question from Jake for our biggest question of the day. Is Mason Wynn one of those players you appreciate more when you watch them every day, but may not get as much love nationally because he doesn't quite put up the offensive numbers that really catch your eye?
What do you think there?
Is Mason Wynn the... you're going to have to repeat the question, sir.
So the question is Mason Wynn one of those players you appreciate more when you watch him every day, but may not get as much love nationally because he doesn't quite put up the offensive numbers that really catch your eye? So he's not hitting a ton of home runs, I think maybe stuff like that.
I think that also the team's performance also plays into that as well. Like if the team is really, really good and you got this young phenom superstar, then that draws more eyes. More people want to see a team that has, 40, 45 wins as opposed to a team that is 37, 38 right now. That
one game below 500.
Whatever
Carey.
it is, 36,
Yeah.
37, whatever it is. I think that plays into it. His defense is you want to see that. You want to see his arm. You want to see him make plays, at shortstop. That's exciting. The hitting is the power. I don't know that he'll ever be a 25 home run shortstop. Probably not. But he's going to have timely hits. He's going to wow you with his speed and his ability to, hit him in the gaps and get to third if he can. So, yeah.
Let's do an experiment here.
All right.
Off the top of your head, name some baseball players that come to mind.
Juan Soto.
Okay.
Just any baseball player?
Yeah.
Tatis Jr.
Okay.
Aaron Judge.
Okay.
Jason Hayward.
Ronald Acuna Jr.
Did I ruin your project?
Did.
Yeah.
How about
of course
current
he did.
players?
He is a current. He just hit a grand slam the other
He's
night.
still playing?
Aaron Judge leads the league in home runs. Juan Soto is 7th in home runs. Tatis is 25th in home runs. So 3 of the 4 names, and Marsh just clowned everybody with Hayward. 3 of the 4 names are top 25 in home runs.
Chicks dig the long ball, Anthony.
I'm shocked nobody said Shohei Ohtani. He would be 3rd.
I was going to say
in home runs. Yeah.
What has that guy ever done?
So to your question, the biggest question of the day, is he somebody that you have to appreciate while watching? Yeah, because he's all-encompassing. He can steal bases. He's got a rocket arm. He's got great range. Occasionally hit home runs. And I feel like the home runs have been big home runs. But from a national standpoint, the reason why we come up with these names, say for Jason Hayward, yes, it's because of the power.
Why did you say Jason Hayward?
I don't know. I was thinking of a name that would.
Anthony did say
ultimate. That's what he said. I was trying to think of the most obscure name.
This is why you
I almost said Kevin Biggio.
I don't know why, but
You said any player.
I know. This is why you don't do live experiments. You can't control the environment the way you want to. Jamie and Carey played along.
I'm sorry for
you
ruining.
Not so much.
The VCR.
You could even went with
in there.
a somewhat obscure name in like Anthony Santander, and I would have said 7th in home runs. But no, you had to go Jason Hayward.
How many home runs he got?
He missed some time.
He got 1 for sure.
I
actually saw him hit a grand slam the
I
other
bet he's
day.
got at least 5.
He probably
fit in real nice with
third
this
on
team.
He hasn't played it much. All right, let's see here. He has 4 home runs in 31 games.
We did get a text from the 636. Isn't Mason Wynn putting up offensive numbers that catch your eye? Wasn't he on a list with Freeman, Ohtani, and Betts for hard hit rate?
Yes.
But I think that's
But I don't think anybody
sort of
is
the point, though.
right. Yeah. Are you going to? I got to see what this guy. And I'm not making fun of this actually, but like, are you waking up every morning and be like, I got to check this guy's hard hit rate? I'm going to see who's tops in hard hit rate. No, probably not. And ESPN and whoever's not showing the top 10. Here's the top 10 hard hit rates of the night.
They don't even show baseball really anymore anyways.
Yeah, baseball doesn't really exist for them.
Wasn't that a book? Is there a book called Baseball Doesn't Exist? Or am I just...
I think you just made that up.
I just
made that up.
Yeah. Baseball doesn't exist?
I don't know. Maybe, I don't know.
Marsh, you are sleep deprived.
I am. And I got to be up early tomorrow because I'm hopping on TMA with the guys.
Yeah, you are.
That's a personal choice, Andrew.
It is.
Nice job. They've had you
YouTube
back a
channel.
couple of times, haven't they? This is like your 3rd appearance, isn't
Third
it?
or 4th appearance
Wow.
on the show.
Combined, Carey, Jamie, and I, 0 appearances
Well,
on
actually,
TMA.
I've been on there. I haven't been on for an entire show. but I have been on TMA.
0 requests, too. Like, I've never even been asked.
Me either.
I just walked in.
Yeah, but you're getting the Piddles StatCast information.
Yeah, but still, it still hurts.
It hurts more from Tim.
Yeah.
Quite honestly.
Marshy, there's a YouTube channel called Baseball Doesn't Exist. So maybe
that's what it is. It's a podcast.
There you go. See?
Yes.
He's on point.
There you go.
There we go.
Not
I knew
quite.
I wasn't stupid.
Not quite. Nobody said you were stupid.
Well, I
Not
think
one
everyone was
person.
thinking it.
So not a book.
Yes.
But a sports medium.
Yes.
Yeah.
I knew it.
You did it, Marsh. You did it.
Thank you.
We don't know because it's not a documentary. And if it were a documentary, then the three of us would
Essentially
know.
what we watch.
That's correct. Bet the board, 3 stars of the day. Criticisms and compliments next on 101 ESPN. Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum, they still have some tremendous hail sale deals going on, massive price discounts. I've been telling you now for a couple of weeks. Have you not checked out Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum? If not, check them out tonight. Massive price discounts, $20,000 off. Plus, they have no payments for 3 months and no down payment available on select new and used inventory. You can stack up the discounts, save thousands. All current Nissan specials and incentives are eligible for any hail-affected new Nissan. Select new Nissan vehicles also available at 0% APR for up to 60 months. As always, 30-day new car return promise within 30 days. If you don't love the vehicle, if you don't love the experience there, bring the vehicle back, they'll refund the price. But they give you the 30-day return car promise at Auto Centers because they know that you're going to love the experience and you're going to love the vehicle there. Complimentary lifetime warranty on new Nissans and eligible used vehicles, as well as the complimentary 1-year maintenance on new Nissan purchases. All available at one location out in Herculaneum. Over 700 vehicles, in fact, out in Herculaneum. Check them out online at AutoCentersNissan.com. When you head out to Herculaneum, tell them Stalter sent you. It's Auto Centers Nissan. If you missed anything from today's show, you can always download the podcast available at 101ESPN.com or your 101 ESPN mobile app, brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. All right. We put together collectively some real trash last night in Bethport. Oh, three of the four of us, I believe, lost, right, Marsh?
That is correct.
Okay.
Everyone except for
Marsh, who continues to make his comeback. Started the month 0-5.
Started off 1-6.
1-6.
Now I am 6-7.
He's coming for us, guys.
Yeah, he is.
Pass me.
It's coming for your right up the backside to you, Jamie.
Yeah.
All right, Marsh, what's the latest?
About that.
Yep. What's the latest standings?
All right, Jamie is 9-4. Anthony, you are 7-6. I am 6-7, and Carey is 5-7-1.
All right, Jamie.
Yeah. So Cardinals play tonight.
Yeah, they do.
It's a big game. Total bases play for me, by the way. It's a new one. Nolan Gorman is at 0.5 total bases. The over is -140, guys. I don't know why. I've never done this before, but I'm going to take that over for Nolan Gorman.
Is it on Anthony?
Okay.
Why can't you just be happy?
I'm very happy for you. I think it's fantastic. Give me the under for Andre Palante strikeouts. It's at 3.5. Under 3.5. What? He's a pitch to contact guy.
He is.
Going to go 6. He's going to have 3 strikeouts. And he's going to win. Go Cards.
I'm going to go back to the WNBA.
Yeah, you are.
Sabrina Ionescu, I think I'm saying that correctly. Over 6.5 assists tonight against the Los Angeles Sparks.
Okay.
And you all non-believers, I'm going to take the St. Louis Cardinals -104 to win tonight.
Why are we non-believers?
Not so much. You think he's going to... Well, maybe you two. Under 3.5 strikeouts.
I just literally said that Palante's going to pick up the win.
9?
He's not. Well, he's got to be efficient.
Okay? How many games?
He'll do that in 3.
You guys.
All right. Marsh, what do you got for criticisms and compliments today?
From the 314, you guys are in rare form today.
Thank you.
Oh, yes.
Is that a compliment?
Yeah. That's from earlier.
From the 314, longtime listener, you guys crack me up. I literally spit out my drink.
All right. Good. Yeah. Sorry about that being wasteful today, but we appreciate the laughs, though.
We do.
Anthony, you made a joke earlier. It was pretty funny. Carey also said something that was really funny. From the 314, I took out my dog for a walk, and now I hear Jamie almost died. Is everything okay? Praying for you, man. Hope you're okay.
No, I'm fine. Carey tried to kill me off earlier today.
Yeah, he did.
I know. He wasn't happy with me dying once before. He's going to test the old 9 lives theory.
Yep. Too bad.
But I'm okay. Sorry, Carey. I'm still here.
Lisa says, Marsh and guys, super fun show. Kinda PG-13. LOL, thanks for the smiles. I feel like that's like every day.
Yeah, I think we idle at PG-13.
Sometimes.
It's Carey's fault.
It is.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Really.
He's always joking in an inappropriate manner.
Oh, yeah. I'll take the
I mean, it's well said, but my goodness.
Still.
Historical game.
From the 314, you're such a Diamondback, Anthony. Of course you would pick a San Francisco Giant player. Frickin' San Jose Sharks, blank.
So, Anthony, you're a Diamondback. What's the short form for that?
D-back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Close.
Yeah. Hey, as a whole, I always choose the other team. So there
you go. All right, let's get to our 3 stars of the day.
Never mind. I'll be nice. Go ahead.
Okay. Our third star of the day goes out to Jamie's health.
Yeah, he's still alive and he's still kicking.
Yes. Our second star of the day goes to the Wynn brothers.
Yes.
Liquid Field.
Yeah, definitely not brothers. You'll see tonight when you watch.
Keaton Wynn and Mason Wynn.
They're close. Ask Carey.
Yeah, they're very, very close. Yeah.
And our first star of the day goes to a comedian who sits across from me, Anthony Stalter.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah.
That was hilarious.
All right. That'll do it for us. Instant Replay show coming up from 6 to 7. Appreciate you listening. Checking us out on the Snake Pit for Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. See you tomorrow, too. See ya.